University Malaysia Kelantan, UMK, is an entrepreneurial university. We implement the government's aspiration to ensure the younger generations are not only highly educated but also entrepreneurial. UMK is the #1 entrepreneurial university in Malaysia and aspires to be one of the world's best by 2030. This is in line with the National Entrepreneurship Policy, which aims to make Malaysia an entrepreneurial country by 2030. According to this vision, UMK ensures the whole university functions within an entrepreneurial ecosystem. This ecosystem comprises of 9 faculties supported by institutes and centers of excellence implemented with the discipline of innovation-based entrepreneurship. The university's upper management, together with UMK employees at all levels, are committed to realizing UMK as a Malaysian public university well respected for its foundation of entrepreneurship. Implementing this ecosystem, the UMK Entrepreneurship Institute UMKEI oversees 3 other entrepreneurship-based centers: the Center for Entrepreneurship Development and Education CEED, the Institute of Small and Medium Enterprises ISME, and the Global Entrepreneurship Research and Innovation Center GERIC. The Faculty of Entrepreneurship and Business, spearheading this structure, has successfully developed collaborative entrepreneurial networks such as UMK Frontier Street, Entrepreneurship Advisory Council, and proudly led the Committee for Ministry of Higher Education Guide to Entrepreneurship Integrated Education. From the academic aspect, UMK offers 29 undergraduate programs and 16 postgraduate programs in the fields of business and management, tourism and hospitality, science and technology, as well as arts and heritage. The university is constantly enhancing its teaching and learning system to ensure that the process of learning takes place creatively and innovatively through My Academic Integrated System, MyICE, massive open online courses, MOOCs, and blended learning. UMK is committed to the development of first-class graduates to become the leaders of industry. Collaboration with world-class local corporate sectors, as well as a network of well-known regional educational institutions, is aimed at empowering UMK from various angles. This is evidenced by the increase in the marketability of graduates and graduates who create jobs through businesses. Research, innovation, and commercialization is another important part of UMK. Research funding and the number of innovations and commercialized products increase every year. UMK has performed well in various prestigious competitions. With the hashtag UMK for Society, UMK is also involved in various community activities. Our staff and students consistently demonstrate outstanding skills and abilities. With such a great spirit of teamwork, UMK has never looked back to emerge as a respected educational entity in the region. We at UMK believe that our presence will give a new look to the development of the Valley of Knowledge. Indeed, our core, entrepreneurship, will always make us, University Malaysia Kelantan, relevant, unique, and different.
Bersama inovatif, integriti, ilmu ditokai, warisan budaya sumber asli, keusahawanan keras kami, kekayaan akal dan budi, mendidik insan yang sejati. Peradaban bangsa, janji kami pada semua, taburi jasa di mana jua. Merintis perubahan terkini, demi-Mu yang Maha Pencipta. Relevan, unik dan berbeza, bencana peradaban bangsa, janji kami pada semua, taburi jasa di mana jua. Universiti Malaysia Kelantan terbilang UMK.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and good morning. Yang berbahagia Profesor Dr. Nik Mahiran binti Nik Muhammad, exercising the functions of the Vice Chancellor Universiti Malaysia Kelantan. Yang berbahagia Profesor Dr. Razli Cik Razak, exercising the functions of the Deputy Vice Chancellor Research and Innovation UMK. Yang berbahagia Profesor Dr. Roslina Ahmad Saufi, Dean of Faculty of Entrepreneurship and Business FKP, CAMP Chairman ISAP 2021, UMK Top Management, the Honorable Dr. Bahidin Alarani, Co-Organizer for ISAP 2021, yang berbahagia Datuk Seri Dr. Michael Teo, Honorable Speaker, yang berusaha Profesor Datuk Ahmad Saruji Abdul Aziz, Keynote Speaker, yang berusaha Encik Muhammad Izari Yamin, Keynote Speaker, yang berusaha Profesor Dr. Siti Zaitun Muhammad Hashim, Keynote Speaker, all Directors, Deans and Deputy Deans, members of the ISAP 2021 Organising Committee and participants of ISAP 2021. Let me begin by giving you a warm welcome to the 9th International Seminar on Entrepreneurship, Business and Technology, ISAP 2021. The theme chosen for this ISAP 2021 seminar is that transforming society, knowledge and entrepreneurship through the integration of technology is very timely and relevant to what the University Malaysia Kelantan, the Ministry of Education and the country are facing at the moment. The conference brings together academicians, researchers, business and practitioners who are responsible for delivering the relevant research and ideas. Alhamdulillah for giving us these opportunities to be here today, the 9th International Seminar on Entrepreneurship, Business and Technology, ISAP 2021. It is indeed a great pleasure to have all of you here on these occasions. To begin with, I would like to call upon Dr. Muhammad Zulkifli bin Muhammad for dua recitations.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين اللهم اجعل جمعنا هذا جمعا مباركا مرحوما وتفرقنا من بعده تفرقا مباركا معصوما ولا تجعل اللهم فينا ولا معنا شقيا ولا محروما ربنا عليك توكلنا وإليك أنبنا وإليك المصير اللهم طول أعمارنا وصحح أجسادنا وثبت إيماننا ووسع أرزاقنا وحسن أخلاقنا ونور قلوبنا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين اللهم اجعلنا من أهل الخير واجعلنا من أهل البركة واجعلنا من أهل المغفرة اللهم اجعلنا من أهل الجنة واجعلنا من أهل الفردوس الأعلى برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين اللهم اجعل مجلسنا the 9th International Seminar on Entrepreneurship, Business and Technology ISET 2021 هذا مجلسا مباركا لأصحابنا وأهلنا وجيراننا وضيوفنا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would now like to welcome Yang Berbahagia Professor Dr. Ruslina binti Ahmad Saufi as the Chairman for ISEP 2021 for her welcoming remark. Please welcome.
Terima kasih pengacara majlis. Yang berbahagia Profesor Dr. Nik Mahiran binti Nik Muhammad, exercising the functions of the Vice Chancellor Universiti Malaysia Kelantan. Yang berbahagia Profesor Dr. Razli Cik Raza, exercising the functions of the Deputy Vice Chancellor Research and Innovation, Universiti Malaysia Kelantan, UMK Top Management. The Honourable Dr. Baharuddin Alarini, co-organising for LSBT 2021, representing the Euromid Academy of Business and Technology, Turkey. Yang berusaha Associate Professor Dr. Nur Sheila Ceknawi, Seminar Manager ISEP 2021. Yang berbahagia Datuk Seri Dr. Michael Teo, Group CEO and Managing Director PKT Logistic Group Sendirian Berhad. Adjunct Professor Faculty of Entrepreneurship and Business. Yang berusaha Datuk Ahmad Saruji Abdul Aziz, CEO and Managing Director Amanah Warisan Berhad, Adjunct Professor of Faculty of Entrepreneurship and Business. Yang berusaha Encik Muhammad Izairi Yamin, Director and CTO The No Luminous Sendirian Berhad. Yang berusaha Profesor Dr. Siti Zaitun Muhammad Hashim, Professor in Department of Data Science UMK. All Directors, Deans and Deputy Deans, members of the ISEP 2021 Organising Committee, participants of ICBT 2021, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera and good morning. It is a great pleasure for me to welcome the participants from all over the world in this auspicious event, the 9th International Seminar Entrepreneurship, Business and Technology 2021, to exchange knowledge and experience today on the exciting field of entrepreneurship and business and its applications. We are honored to have with us here Yang Berbahagia Professor Dr. Nik Mahiran binti Nik Muhammad, exercising the functions of the Vice Chancellor Universiti Malaysia Kelantan, who will be officiating the 9th ISEP 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to congratulate each of you here on sending your papers to our seminar, accepted, and finally you are here virtually through the platform provided by the organizer. For your information, this seminar is organized by the Faculty of Entrepreneurship and Business, one of the main faculties in University Malaysia Kelantan, in collaboration with Euromed Academy of Business and Technology, Turkey. In fact, this is the second time for the faculty to collaborate with Euromed Academy of Business and Technology, Turkey. The ISEP 2021 seminar aims to provide a platform to disseminate and exchange ideas among researchers, students, policymakers, and practitioners to promote a better understanding of current issues and solutions to the challenges in the globalized economy in relation to the field of entrepreneurship, digital entrepreneurship, business and economics, technology management, Islamic finance and management, marketing, and many more. For this year's theme, transforming society, knowledge, and entrepreneurship through the integration of technology, which is relevant in today's situation. The use of digital technologies or digital transformation has become a necessity to everyone, especially to the millennials. The new norm has changed our physical activities to online platforms that value producing opportunities. Moreover, we are proudly to announce the International Seminar on Entrepreneurship and Business is our annual event since 2012. Before the pandemic hit the world, we have been organizing this seminar physically in various places such as Penang, Kota Baru, and Indonesia. The pandemic has not disheartened our mission. We strive and continue to organize virtually. Same goes for this year due to the prolonged pandemic. Incredibly, we have received high number of participants sharing their research ideas, giving insights and outputs from all over the world. On behalf of the seminar, I would like to welcome all participants from all over the world. We have received 150 participations from 8 countries. Apart from Malaysia, they are coming from China, Bahrain, Indonesia, Japan, Jordan, Philippines, and Pakistan. Ladies and gentlemen, Faculty of Entrepreneurship and Business, or FEB, has worked swiftly to reframe its way to continue success in the field despite confronting the COVID-19 pandemic. Being the pioneer faculty of UMK, incepted in 2007, FEB remains competitive in the education field and adopts today's new technologies. FEB has been the prominent entrepreneurship faculty, has marked several initiatives through online learning as well as in hybrid learning to ensure our students group able to have the best in entrepreneurship and business education in the country. As at June 2021, FEB has 3,484 students and more than 3,500 students have graduated from the first graduation ceremony held in 2011. With the best blend of academics and non-academic staff, FEB aspires to become the main driver in entrepreneurship education in Malaysia. Several new initiatives, including the social entrepreneurship, cooperative entrepreneurship, and gigpreneurship, will chart the pathway to be further referred as the entrepreneurship faculty in the country. The recent establishment of Angkasa University Research Academy, or AURA, marks another achievement of FEB. Besides being the member of AAPBS, FEB holds membership with ADBIS 21, AACSB, the Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport, and the Association of Chartered Certified Accountants, or ACCA. In addition, a wide range of industrial collaborations that FEB actively engage in teaching an entrepreneurial spirit that contribute to the nation's well-being. Ladies and gentlemen, ISEP 2021 provides the platform for researchers to present and share their latest research findings and innovation, describing the emerging technologies and directions in entrepreneurship, business, and technology issues. We do hope this 2 days event shall bring a fruitful result to accelerate scholars' knowledge, views, and research findings to greater heights. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to the UMK management for the continuous support to this event and to the faculty. To the organizing committee led by Associate Professor Dr. Nurshila Chetnawi and Dr. Ikwan and the team, thank you for the commitment and efforts to ensure the ISEP 2021 a success. I am truly indebted to all the efforts and hard work. Last but not least, to Dr. Bahidin Alareni from the Euromid Turkey, thank you for your willingness to collaborate in this event. To all distinguished speakers and participants, I wish all the best and have a fruitful discussions. Do enjoy the seminar. Thank you. Wabillahi taufiq. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Prof. Now, I would like to invite Yang Berbahagia Professor Dr. Nik Mahiran binti Nik Muhammad, exercising the functions Vice Chancellor, to deliver her speech and officiate ISEP 2021. Please welcome.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh and very good morning. Yang berbahagia, Profesor Dr. Razli Cik Razak, Deputy Vice Chancellor Research and Innovation of UMK. Yang berbahagia, Profesor Dr. Rosalina Ahmad Saufi, Chairman for 9th ISEP 2021. Yang berbahagia, Datuk Dr. Michael Teo, our Honourable Speaker. Yang berusaha, Profesor Adjang Datuk Ahmad Saruji Abdul Aziz, Keynote Speaker. Yang berusaha, Encik Muhammad Izairi Yamin, Keynote Speaker. Yang berusaha, Profesor Dr. Siti Zaitun Muhammad Hashim, Keynote Speaker, and distinguished guests. First of all, let us extend our sincere gratitude to Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala for giving us the opportunity to be here today for the 9th International Seminar on Entrepreneurship, Business and Technology, ISEP 2021. I would like to welcome all the participants, especially the international participants, and also to congratulate the organizer of Faculty of Entrepreneurship and Business, UMK, as well as co-organizer Euromid Academy of Business and Technology in making this seminar a success. The theme chosen for this ISEP 2021 is Transforming Society, Knowledge and Entrepreneurship through the Integration of Technology, which is timely and relevant to what the University Malaysia Kelantan, the Ministry of Education and the country are facing at the moment. I believe that the digital transformation on business, entrepreneurship and technology should provide many opportunities for academicians and researchers from universities to collaborate with the industries in order to help increase technology adoption and promote greater creativity, innovation, productivity, and competitiveness. Everyone should accept or at least acknowledge this current version of the Industrial Revolution phenomena. Otherwise, we will struggle to meet the demands of work and realities of business, or worse, we will fail, especially in COVID-19 pandemic. We are all impacted by the new standard because huge knowledge has been digitized and converted into big data for use in mobile learning, online education, and artificial intelligence. Hence, higher education institution as a knowledge-based organization would likewise move by this new norm and distributing knowledge, and as a result, today's data has become a commodity, while information and communication technologies have enabled various tasks and commercial operations. Ladies and gentlemen, with this, we would envision a direct relationship between this digital transformation towards entrepreneurship, business and technology, which eventually contributes to social and economic benefits. Only then must tangible effort be taken to ensure that this agenda is implemented at all operational, managerial, and strategic levels. As academics, we have a critical role to play in disseminating knowledge about this industrial revolution, integrating it into our curriculum content, promoting its benefits, and most importantly, preparing future workforce with an entrepreneurial mindset capable of harnessing this or upcoming industrial revolution for their jobs. Participants, ladies and gentlemen, I'm fully admitting and adopting digital in entrepreneurship and business. Business owners and executives should recognize that businesses today are fast changing and should emphasize this technological revolution in their business strategy. Because of technology today, new customer needs, new products or services are supplied, new challenges arise, and new solutions are developed. As a result, digital transformation on entrepreneurship and business relies heavily on technology innovation. Many businesses has already given up due to their inability to cope with the industrial revolution. The industrial revolution is directly linked to the concept of entrepreneurship and business by latest technology, particularly since innovation is the bedrock of enterprise and economic activity. With the emphasis on technological competence in this fourth industrial revolution, fresh ideas must be created and deployed quickly. No doubt that the success of an innovation is uncertain. However, when combined with an entrepreneurial spirit, business owners and leaders are unlikely to give up. Every difficulty and opportunity are met head-on and exploited to the fullest extent possible. Ladies and gentlemen, we have fundamental responsibilities at the university to advance teaching, research, and community service in order to produce humanistic and competent graduates for society. On the other hand, stakeholders are increasingly urging universities to improve academic outputs, contribute to innovation capability, and support knowledge-based economic policies for national growth. Thus, a deliberate consideration of how to address this economic demand without jeopardizing the quality of academic mission is required. On that perspective, I believe that social entrepreneurship is an appropriate business model for the institution to accomplish both academic and economic goals. Social businesses are developed in collaboration between the university, industry, and community. The profits from the social enterprise are reinvested in academic or social development rather than being used primarily to maximize profits for business owners. Knowledge or technical gaps, business processes, and human needs are better identified and supplemented through this collaboration. On that note, I believe it is perfectly appropriate for the university to become knowledge manufacturer in one of three ways. First, share university expertise, information, or intellectual resources through a consulting business. Secondly, offer university research output or technological resources to be further exploited by industry, or the third is through a startup company. In conclusion, I would want to emphasize that digital entrepreneurship will necessitate adjustments in people's skill sets. Higher education institutions, in particular, play an important role in providing graduates with necessary skills. And in my opinion, one of the most important skills to develop among university students is entrepreneurial ability, which has both social and economic rewards. This entrepreneurial skill is not only applicable to the current industrial revolution, but also to the future transformation. Before I conclude this speech, I'd like to express my gratitude to the organizer for organizing this virtual seminar. I believe that this virtual academic gathering is critical and should held on a regular basis in the future. Thank you for devoting your time and attention to our session, and congratulations to all attendees. I wish you all the best and hope that this seminar will be successful. I'm looking forward to hearing the seminar's conclusion. With Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, I hereby declare the 9th International Seminar on Entrepreneurship, Business and Technology, ISEP 21, officially open. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum. Thank you.
Thank you, Yang Berbahagia Prof. Ladies and gentlemen, for your information, the presentation for this 2-day seminar features both synchronized and unsynchronized, which includes 150 papers, presentation by local and international participants from 8 countries. The session held in several parallel sessions depends on the field starting today. Please refer to the provided program book for the details. The QR code for attending this opening ceremony will be appear on the screen. Ladies and gentlemen, we shall now proceed to our next agenda, which is Honorable's keynote session by Yang Berbahagia Datuk Sri Dr. Michael Teo from PKT Logistics, Sdn Bhd. For that, I will hand over the floor to Yang Berusaha, Mr. Muhammad Nizamuddin bin Abdul Rahim, Senior Lecturer from Faculty of Entrepreneurship and Business, University Malaysia Kelantan, to chair this keynote session. Please welcome.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Mariana. Okay, firstly, I would like to welcome all the participants and also the guests to International Seminar of Entrepreneurship, Business and Technology organized by Faculty of Entrepreneurship and Business, UMK. Okay, thank you for your time and your commitment in joining our program. Okay, firstly, I would like to welcome our honorable speaker for this program. Okay, for our first speaker, that is Datuk Sri Michael Teo. Okay, selamat datang Datuk Sri.
Hello, hi. Okay.
So welcome Datuk Sri. We are very honored to have you in this program. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, thank you for the time. Okay, so although Datuk Sri may be a familiar figure, okay, with many of us, okay, but for formality, I would like to do some introduction for this very outstanding and very known, well-known leader and well-known among the logistic industry players. So Datuk Sri Michael, okay, hold on.
Nizamuddin. I think I can hear some noise from your wind. I think either your air conditioning is blowing on your speaker, so it has some disturbance sound.
I think my fan.
Your fan, okay.
Okay, Datuk Sri Michael Teo, the MT. Okay, so okay. It's known for the. Or is it the SMT now, Datuk Sri?
I prefer to use the DMT initial lah.
So this MT actually is a branding for Datuk Sri. Okay, it's a Group Chief Executive and Managing Director of PKT Logistics Group Sdn Bhd. So he's currently the adjunct professor with Faculty of Entrepreneurship and Business, UMK. So he continued the legacy of his father, who founded this business way back to the year 1974. Although he has the opportunity of doing business, okay, in the UK, but in 1996, okay, he decided to come back to Malaysia, okay, to join PKT and to do what he called as the national service, okay, to the nation. Okay, so if I want to share about his achievement and contribution, is a very long one. So I give it to Datuk, okay, to explain about himself. Okay, so please, Datuk, can you explain about yourself?
Okay, all right. Good morning, everyone. Dr. Nizamuddin, can you mute your because I can hear echo.
Yeah.
Can you mute? Okay, all right. Thank you very much. All right. Basically, let me introduce myself, and also maybe I thank the UMK management team first. Let me name a few of them. Of course, now I know there is a new acting VC, which is Prof. Nick Mahiran. Congratulations for being selected as an acting VC. I'm sure you will be able to do your function as a VC soon. And also we have this the Dean of Faculty of Entrepreneurship and Business, Prof. Roslina. I've been working with her on a lot of research paper at the moment, and I'm glad to be collaborating with UMK. I myself, I consider myself not really a logistician. I'm more of an entrepreneur, because when I was when I went to UK to study annual study logistics subject, what I did was I did diploma in business study, degree in accounting, and masters in finance. So basically, I myself package myself, my knowledge with entrepreneurship in mind, because I was inspired by my father because he's a businessman. Then I wanted to be a businessman as well. So went to UK and further my studies. Study is very important because without knowledge, I don't think I can scale my business to what it is at the moment. Okay, from the time when I came back from the UK, the company was having a turnover of only 2 million, and today we are the last financial year we hit 800 million. So it has grown leaps and bounds, all thanks to a lot of things that I applied from my education into the business as well. But of course, the most important thing about doing business is talking about choosing a business that is scalable. You cannot simply choose a business that is not scalable. Then you will not have the success story of what I am, unless you are an artist. Of course, artists will be more passionate about his work rather than talking about turnover, sales, and profitability as well. So there is a choice for all the entrepreneurs out there. Today, I'm here to give you advice because my topic of talks is very general, and I prefer to give you a lot of advice that what I have done and what I think the young entrepreneurs should be looking at before they start their journey as an entrepreneur. So important thing is scalability. You need to have be able to compare your, what do you call that, your business with any business that have already done successfully outside, and then you can see the future already. You say, oh, okay, this guy can scale the business to billion ringgit. So I would want to enter this business and I want to scale it to 1 billion ringgit. Of course, there is also the term, we call it blue ocean strategy, to make sure that your business is unique. It's not like everybody is in the same business. You go and jump into the same business, like the bubble tea bubbles that happened a long time ago, and then what happened to them today, all have collapsed already because everybody jumped into the same business because the entry was easy. So there is a lot of theory that you need to put in place when you do consideration for starting up a business. Of course, when we start growing the business, we grow from 2 million to 800 million. It didn't happen overnight like that. We have gone through a lot of strategy. The first thing that I came back from the UK was to talk about how to position myself. Where is the business of logistics? Where are the knowledge going to come from? So at that time, Malaysian government keep on promoting Look East policy, Look East policy. So I end up joint venture with them. Joint venture is one of the things that when you study in business, it is talking about knowledge transfer. So if you don't have the knowledge, you cannot reinvent the knowledge yourself. Without then by going through that learning curve, you will lose money and then you will suffer loss. You will go into bankruptcy. You close down, you go back to work again, you raise some fund again, then you start your business again. So that kind of story you have heard a lot of people have done that. And a lot of those outside speakers, entrepreneurship speakers say you dare to try, go for it and all these things. I don't encourage you to purposely go for it and get yourself into a situation where you go bankrupt. So there is always a preventive measure before you start the business. Do the correct study first. Do the market study, get yourself really exposed to this business to make sure that you don't bankrupt in your first experience as an entrepreneur. And it could be quite painful as well. Some people end up using up all their credit cards for loaning money to pump into the business. And as a result, they went bankrupt and they owe all the credit cards money and they couldn't travel because their visa, their passport has been barred and all these things. So don't get yourself into this kind of situation. Plan nicely, do the strategy. That's why education for those people that tell you that, oh, it's okay to fail and you can stand up and then do it again and again and again. That's because they are not educated. So that is why they do this trial and error and go through the learning curve. You shouldn't be doing that at all. Okay. So I came back from UK. I embraced changes. I learned from the Japanese and the Korean as well, and I grow my company. And as I grow, all the theoretical things that I study in education, I brought it back into, and I used diversification as one of my strategy. We went through product diversification, we went through geographical diversification, we went through risk diversification as well, and digital diversification. So a lot of things that we've done. So when I was at the stage of very interesting, when I was at a stage of growing, and I was like looking at my competitors, they are actually my peers, because PKT came a bit later in doing warehousing business, whereas my peers are those 10, 20 years advanced of us. They already do warehousing business, very famous brand in the market and whatnot. So we are from the back. So how do we beat them when we are coming from the back? Okay, that is where technology is very important. So what we did is we embrace technology, we embrace social media at work, we embrace social media marketing. So a lot of my peers are about at least 20 to 30 years my senior. That is like those like my dad's time. They are about 60, over 70 years old now. And then the second generation, not even come back yet. And I was lucky that I was the second generation that is already matured enough to come back and take over the family business. Okay. All right. So that happened already. So when I came back and take over the family business, embrace technology, I used social media. So a lot of people actually, if you can remember about 10 years ago, 2010, everybody banned Facebook at work because they say it's nuisance. They are taking up a lot of broadband. People are streaming, playing computer games online and whatnot. So when my IT guy came into my room and said, DMT, I like to ban Facebook as well, because they already banned YouTube. And then now, because what happened is staff come to the office, use the office broadband. At that time, your home don't have those like very fast broadband. Only in the office we can afford to do that. We pay and whatnot. So they come to office, they download all the movie, and then they go back and watch it or whatnot. Or some people are watching it in the office. So once we ban YouTube, then after that they wanted to ban Facebook. I say no. I say we cannot reverse ourselves. We become ancient. We must move forward with technology. So let's embrace technology instead of going back. If the broadband is not enough, we expand the broadband. So let's look into what is this Facebook all about. That's where I set up my account in 2009. And then I add a few of my stuff inside, and then I post something. Immediately I get a like from them and comment. So then I look at it and say, hey, this is amazing, because when we send out feedback to our employees, nobody actually reply to us. Or even if they reply, sometimes they are very official because they know who is the one replying and whatnot. So when this thing happens, it comes naturally and casual in terms of the response from them. So I think this is the best tool to get feedback from the employees. So I use that and say, no, IT guys, no banning Facebook at work. I want you to open up, allow people to be on Facebook during working time, streaming, except that we tell them to limit the time when they spend more time on Facebook. You are supposed to do it before work, in the lunchtime, and after work. Okay, in between, you are not allowed to do that. Okay, that is at the beginning when we try to use Facebook thing. So I know we cannot run away from that scenario of banning people Facebook, because everybody have their own smartphone, and you can actually still doing it quietly when the boss not around. You can play with your Facebook and whatnot. So I am beginning to learn that this tool is amazing. All right. So what happened is I actually already start communicating with certain department people in a group chat. Okay, you know, like in the Facebook, you can set up a group. Then in this group, you can be open, close, or secret. Secret means you cannot even find me. Okay, in a Facebook. For example, our intranet today is called Kick-Ass Group, but you cannot find PKT Kick-Ass Group. So what happened is I start communicating with them. I find it, this is an amazing intranet, FOC provided by Facebook, free. If I were to ask somebody to install an intranet in my company, it will cost me a lot of money. Okay, and also to get people to use it, it will take time. But this guy is already on Facebook 24/7. So for them to use it is very easy. Okay, so I decided to start using this Facebook for communication with my employees. So, but then again, not easy for you to make Facebook become compulsory at work. So later I'm going to share with you how we become declared in the market that PKT is a Facebook compulsory company. Okay, but before I do that, I did a transformation in 2010. Okay, with my employees, we call it Employee Transformation Program. So we talk about creating culture at that time. So we say, okay, let's create happy working culture. Then we have a healthy working culture, and then we have honesty working culture. So everybody must be honest about your KPI. Okay, then I will make it free for you, because I want to trust you rather than I always check on you. So if you set a KPI between you and your superior, you make sure you achieve it. After that, you can do anything you like. You don't have to pretend you are working anymore. So it become a very free environment in PKT. So everybody enjoying doing their KPI, finish their KPI on the phone, doing their Facebook, watching Facebook and whatnot. So then in 2010, we have a company trip to Phuket. So then I decided, okay, we're going to have an event in the Phuket. We're going to have this food challenge in Phuket, food hunt in Phuket. So then I say that, okay, you guys need to set up, I already divide you into 10 in one group. You guys need to come up with a name, a Thai name, and then set up a Facebook group and add me as an admin. By 5 p.m. today, you get 1 point. So they all call each other what name we should come up with, and you know that you come up with a Tom Yam Kung la, Sok Sok Tok Kok Mai la, Mai Khao Chai la, all type of name. They set up and then they add me as an admin. Then I went in there and say 1 point, 1 point, 1 point, 1 point. The one that didn't achieve on time, sorry, you know. Okay. So then the second task I tell them is every one of you need to be inside that group. Okay, that means including my cleaner, my forklift driver, my lorry driver, all must set up a Facebook account, okay, and add themselves inside there. So at that time, I give them a choice. They say that, Dato', I don't like to, okay, that one much later lah. But anyway, what I given to them later stage is, I allow them to open 2 Facebook accounts. I say, you see, normally you have your official account, umk.com or something like that. But then you have also a gmail.com, right? So what is that for? So one is official, one is my private. So I say, okay, you can do the same for Facebook. Official one, you use your name or whatever name you have now. But the PKT one, of company one, you must put a word PKTian, okay? PKTians at the back of it. So when you do a search now in Facebook for PKTians, you will see hundreds of PKTians inside there, the name. All right, then they will have like Bala PKTian, then you have Miss Ng K PKTian, you have all different person lah, Ali PKTian, you know, Hamid PKTian. So they have a lot of name, of Cat Meow PKTian. Even they have their cute name, their own brand name inside there. So everyone went inside and we start giving points to them. So my idea was to make it fun for them to learn to use Facebook at work. So then after that, I say, okay, now in the Phuket event, we're going to have a catwalk, okay? And the theme for this catwalk is pineapple season. Normally people have winter season, autumn season. So I say pineapple season, okay? And then you will do a catwalk in what? But then again, what I've done is I separate them all over Malaysia, all join as a team. That means I don't want to have a team all from the same office. So I split them. So these are called team building. So Kuantan office, Penang office, KLIA office, all belong to one group. So they couldn't meet up with each other. So they came and complained to me, DMT, it's not right here. You are putting us all over and you expect us to do a catwalk, synchronizing catwalk and come up with their design and whatnot. How are we going to do it? Because they expect like last trip where they can gather together after work and then dance together and all these things. But this time now they couldn't do it. So I asked all the head, there are 10 group, 10 head come into my room. Then I say, I show you this. So I go and Google Malaysian famous fashion designer, Zhang Toy. So I think it was a summer or autumn season catwalk YouTube video. I put the YouTube video inside the group and I say, can you all discuss inside here or not? So then they got an idea straight away. All of them, all their group becomes secret group. Nobody can see. Closed group. Nobody can see what they are talking about. So they went back and then they all communicate. And I was the admin for every group. So I could see how they communicate via Facebook. So when they come to event, like fun stuff, you can imagine their creativity is fantastic. They are so creative. They can teach. Okay, this guy, you will practice as though you are this guy, and then you are practicing as though this guy. And the last synchronized practice will be in Phuket when we are there, before the show and whatnot. So they could do that. It was really amazing. So when we went to Phuket at the time, then we have during the food hunt, then we have one of the challenge is called he is your girlfriend. Take a picture, post on the Facebook, and get as many likes as possible. So you know what he is cannot be a girlfriend, right? So unless they are the she-man in Phuket famous. So take a picture, get people, go to social media and get as many likes as possible. The winner will get 60 seconds in the supermarket. Anything you like. Okay, that game, they went in with the trolley. Within 60 seconds, 10 of them and grabbed about 6,000 ringgit of items. I told them no secret, no liquor. Okay, I forgotten no cosmetic, but there were cosmetic counter there, and the ladies went and walloped all the cosmetic. So you can imagine, how much is cosmetic cost. So it was 6,000. So, but then again, after the event, we came back. We say, okay, now every one of you know how to use it already. I want you to set up a department, your own department, using the creative name that you like. For example, IT department, don't need to say ICT department. I know. I say you can use PKT technocrats. Then the security team, no need to start security team. PKT big brotherly bouncers, we call it. Then we have then the HR team is talent hunter PKT, and then we have our internal group, we call it PKT Kick-Ass group. Okay, so everybody is inside PKT Kick-Ass group. That means the whole PKT is inside there. That is our notice board already. From that time onward, we communicate only via Facebook already. So we talk to each other, all the how to get them to go in every day, because they are used to it already during the retreat. So now they are trying to get used to every day accessing to the group to discuss their internal department. So we have another a department called PKT Dr. Fix It. So this is maintenance department. So those days we have maintenance issue like aircon leaking, light off. We used to call the people, and then after that they say, okay, but they never come. They forgot about it and say whatnot. So this time now it's totally different. We have a Dr. Fix It. We take a picture, we post in Dr. Fix It. Because I am an admin inside there, they know I'm watching, and then the response from Dr. Fix It is within 5 minutes. You need to respond. Okay, we will come later. Then after they have done, they also need to confirm. Okay, have done already. So then I can see when they respond and when they executed that job and how it was done. So it was amazing that we could use this technology to our best advantage. Nobody had done it before, because the challenge here about growth, okay, in order for you to grow your company, to scale your business, to catch up with my competitor, because I was like last comer, I need to use technology. The speed of information is very important, okay? How fast you communicate and how fast you can execute an idea, okay? So that is why we became a Facebook compulsory company. So we thought by shouting to the market that PKT is a Facebook compulsory company, because now it is compulsory for every staff when they come to work, they have to switch on Facebook. So it's a reverse psychology, right? Otherwise, they will like churi trying to be on your Facebook and then try to work. But now they have no choice, because every notification pop-up are all work-related things. Booking for meeting rooms, what type of food they want and drinks they want, blah, 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 what time. And then somebody need to make sure that no overbook also. So front desk in charge of that area. So amazing. Every single department have their own Facebook group. I have a very big visual. I don't have to attend to any meetings at all. I can see the conversation internally between staff, each other, whether they are sarcastic or not, whether they are mean to each other or not, whether they are what. Because we did a employee transformation program, we say we're going to have happy working culture, not only happy, positive affirmation, no negative comments allowed. So because of that, there is no fighting in the social media. That is very important because the staff need to know this company, we do not allow negative posting at all. Okay. If anybody were to make a mistake, we just have to tell them it's okay. You learn from it, you pick up yourself and don't repeat the mistake. That's all. We are not allowed there to pick on the one mistake because why I explained to them. The rationale is like this. 97% you are always good. 3% you are no good. Is it fair if somebody pick that 3% and they shout it in the Facebook, social media, and then make it as though that you are not clever? Okay, so that is not fair, I say. Even though you are 99% good, 1% no good, after you pick on him, he or she will pick on your 1% no good and shout it in the social media. Do you like it or not? Nobody like it. So I think you should stop it. So we should convert our self-mentality into a positive society. No negative comments allowed, only positive affirmation, positive affirmation. So because of that, we could safely manage the whole company via Facebook. Otherwise, I as a CEO of the company, if I post something, if I'm not good in the company, I get my staff bombarding me. You can imagine how embarrassing it is in the market. So this is the thing that if you want to do it, make sure you as a CEO walk your talk first before you execute that idea. But if you could do it, it's amazing. Okay. So then I have this Japan Advanced Institute of Science and Technology came over from Japan, brought in together with UUM. They came to our office, and then I was explaining to them how we manage, how we create a fun working culture in the company. We are managing company via social media. I'm a CEO, you know lah. How fast is it for me to communicate with every one of my staff? You can imagine I have 1,500 staff in the whole Malaysia. You know, from a CEO, I want to address my staff. The speed of communication between me and my staff is only 30 seconds. How many other competitors can compete with me if I can communicate and do maneuvering of my company within 30 seconds? Okay, what is the meaning of 30 seconds? I just go to Kick-Ass Group, I go live, right? So live takes some time for people to receive notification. Then when they receive notification, they click, they know I'm talking to everybody immediately. So I do a lot of tests. I like to test this scenario. So for example, if I win an award, okay, I will go back, then I sleep over it, and then while feeling very happy, the next day morning, wake up on the way to the office, 9 something to 10 o'clock, and he said, hey, I promised them every time we win an award, we will celebrate. So today, we're going to have Mary Brown for lunch, Mary Brown Lucky Plate for lunch. So I go into Kick-Ass, I announce, we won this award, take the picture, post inside the girl. We won this award, congratulations, all PKTians, well done, blah, blah, blah. Today, lunch, we will be having Mary Brown. And everyone clap hand, yes, well done, yay, and all these things. And then the admin department go panic situation. Because they had to arrange Mary Brown for the whole of our employees within 2 hours. That's all they take to take an action. Within 2 hours, they had to order the Mary Brown and then get the logistics done, order from several branch or call the headquarters or whatnot. They prepare and then deliver by trucks to every location and distribute to every departments to make sure everybody have their Mary Brown lunch before 1 o'clock. So this is how we are able to maneuver our people. So this is speed of information. So when the Japan Advanced Institute of Science Technology, they are famous for doing research on knowledge science or knowledge creating service company. So they came and I talked to them. My speed of communication, I do have a A-shaped chart, organization chart. From the top, I have the CEO, then have director, GM, manager, staff, and whatnot. So, but then Communication is flat. Between me and my staff is only 30 seconds. If they have any complaint they don't not happy with, they can private message me anytime. So after they study this, okay, they say, amazing, Michael-san. I think PKT is a knowledge creating service company. I asked them, what do you mean by knowledge creating service company? You say, actually in Japan, we have a formula for knowledge, creating of a knowledge. Okay, first you must have socialization. Okay, there must be communication. The socialization very important, not only top down. It should be mid-tier management with the lower tier people, from the people that meet with the customer and whatnot, and they are the one that communicate with the bosses. All right. So PKT have, and the location, the place is very important. So that's why Japanese set up pantry and a place for them to communicate and whatnot. They call it bar. So but PKT's bar is Facebook. All right, where we communicate between the CEO or the COO and anything post, staff will give comment. Okay, when staff are able to give feedback, then after the socialization, we created new idea. Okay, when we created new idea, feedback about, oh, actually, when we were doing delivery for Family Mart and we find this problem and whatnot, or something like that. These are the feedback from our client. Then I, as a CEO, normally CEO don't listen to the lorry driver tell you things, but because the lorry driver could comment, I could hear what is going on, and it was brought up by their managers to us, and we could actually make a quick decision to solve that problem immediately, okay, or come up with a new solution. Okay, so second model means socialization. After that, we externalization, means I will share this idea with our customer, knock on their door. Thank you very much for your support. Today, I got feedback from my driver that you are not happy about certain thing. So we are creating this new way of delivering the product to you. Are you okay with it? You know, oh, they say, oh, that's fine. We are very happy that at least you take action about it, because if you don't take action, then it will be a lot of minus point. One day we will terminate you because your service is not good. There is no continuous improvement. There's no Kaizen at all. So we did that straight away. We say after getting the feedback from the client and whatnot, so then we combine the idea, our original idea, with the client's feedback, and then we start internalization. Okay, so internalization. So then it becomes second model. So the thinking behind how we do things is, in fact, we've been doing it, but we do not know that is part of the formula by the Japanese called Seki model. Socialization, externalization, combination, and internalization. And they continue this process of continuous improvement over and over and become a product. We become a knowledge creating service company. We keep on coming up with new ideas, and we keep on doing improvement in our company, and that is why we can grow so fast over the years. So that is a kind of success in PKT side. Okay, so then we start embracing technology. So you can imagine we go everywhere. We went to polytechnics, we went to university. When they come for tour, we open our company for tour. Many people come for tour. Oh, come for PKT tour, because why? We get free t-shirt, we get makan-makan and whatnot. They come and they see our working environment. Okay, so what happened is I do have challenges. I think most of the employer have the challenges in terms of employee coming to work. So a lot of MC, a lot of people go on leave and whatnot. So you have to understand why people go on MC. So MC is not, sometimes when you become an employer, you will know MC is actually the staff not happy coming to work. Okay, so for me, if the staff are very motivated and happy coming to work, they will always actually sick also they come to work lah. They don't care one. Okay, but then if they purposely go on MC, when there is a certain department, MC per employee is very high. What happens is we do have a measurement. We call it MC per employee. So when there's an MC per employee in certain department very high, you need to look into it. It's not about that department people are more sickly. All right, it is because the boss of that department every morning goes out them quite. so that before they wake up, they think, wow, this morning I go Monday morning show, gonna go so quite one. Go on MC better lah. Go MC. So that is why MC is so high. So you need to address the issue, the boss. You need to stop doing that, because our culture is happy working culture, okay, and honesty working culture and whatnot lah. So the boss have to embrace it and then change. Otherwise, you transfer the new boss inside, suddenly MC everything okay already. So we actually solve a lot of this kind of issue from the feedback from the employee, using a lot of things like the culture that we created and whatnot. So then PKT become Facebook compulsory company. So when the student come, they like it, they do their internship, then they went back and they tell their friends about it and whatnot. Suddenly my page grow, the numbers growing, my page growing. No, the PKT page growing, PKT page growing. So then I thought, if PKT page growing, then we can only talk about the logistics business. So what if I want to do something else? So then I decided to also move into Facebook, and then I also grow my own page. So today my page has reached over 1 million followers. So when you reach 1 million followers, basically you are a media alone as well. Okay, so you go and search Berita Harian lah, Bernama lah, The Star lah, Sinchu lah, Guangyang lah, whatever newspaper you have, you look at the number of followers they have. Because the hard copy, seldom people buy anymore. So the hard copy numbers have dropped tremendously. I can tell you hardly even 100,000 now people buying lah. But except maybe other newspapers still can 200,000 to 300,000, depends lah. Because hard copy people don't buy anymore. Everyone go for a digital copy. So but then again, if you are able to manage a page, grow it to the level that the same number of followers as the media, then you know you are yourself is a media already. Okay, so then you can disseminate information that you want to your followers. Okay, so I was thinking, okay, now PKT have a page. I can understand that because we are selling the product, which is logistics, and we are sharing to people of our logistics capability, our CSR program and whatnot. Of course, I have a page, but my page have no direct sale. Certain retail pages focusing on retail products, they keep on posting products, selling products and whatnot. Whereas my page, I don't sell things, I sell my brand. But the customer will come by private message us and say that, oh, I have this delivery, can PKT look into it and whatnot, because I am appear in social media, people are able to communicate with us and whatnot. So this is how we actually got our customer from the social media side. But then again, for me, I was thinking, if I myself, what is my objective? So I have decided social responsibility is the future. Okay, social responsibility is very important. If you look into the Western branding, okay, don't talk about Eastern. Eastern side, we all talk about our service is fantastic, super fast, peace of mind, sure on time. That is what they talk about your company mission statement. If you go and read all the logistics company mission statement, they are all the same. We will deliver fast, we give you peace of time, peace of mind, total logistics service, everything. Okay. Whereas the Western world, their mission statement is completely different. We make a positive impact to people. We will take care of this, we take care of environment, they will take care of. So the marketing tools, the way they do things, totally different. So the branding have moved away from selling your product to how responsible you are to the society and the environment. Okay, so if you go and buy, go to a market in the UK, you want to buy a salmon, they will see so many pieces of salmon there, but a lot of them have a sticker on top or a signage on top. This salmon was caught with a dolphin safe net. So as a consumer, then you will think, oh, okay, in that case, I choose, I can buy from this one, but this guy never say this probably used a net that catch dolphin, and I'm a animal lover. I don't want dolphin to die, so I buy this guy's salmon instead. Even coffee scene, this coffee bean was picked using fair wages, no child labor. So that one make you comfortable and say that if I drink this coffee, I am not creating a problem in the society. I am helping the society. So we think that we want to move away from this kind of branding of my delivery is super fast, all these things are because everyone, when got people sell your product, go and say bad thing about your own product. Sure, everyone say the same. So to the consumer, it is the same. Okay. But then again, we are not talking about products here. We are talking about social responsibility. So PKT page move away from talking products into social responsibility only. So we keep on posting about our CSR program, our JBSP program, Jom Bekerja Sambil Belajar. We have this smart trucker program where we allow students to convert themselves to become smart trucker. Then we have a lot of green warehouse, beautiful design. My employees are very happy coming to work because why? Our office pantry is cool, like Google Office, our office like Google Office. And recently we installed this Nanion X, Panasonic Nanion X device on the top. Then they keep on dispersing these Nanion X particles into the environment. And this Nanion X particles is full with hydroxide. The very minute you touch COVID-19, it will take away the hydrogen from COVID-19. COVID-19 will die. So what we did is we install in all our offices with this device. So we shout in a Facebook, because Facebook is very open where people can share, people comment, people like to share your posting. You say, you see that this kind of employee, we want to work for this kind of company and whatnot. So people will share and then you will get branding. Because why? I am a customer. I've been observing this company because if I wait for the newspaper, sometimes I might miss your write-up or the interview and whatnot. But in the Facebook, I can follow you almost every day. So we have customers that came to us and give us business because they like what we are doing. This is called social media marketing. That is why it is very powerful for all the entrepreneurs to embrace technology. This is Industrial 4.0. Industrial 4.0, don't get mistaken. It is not about spending money. Okay? It's about how you do things differently, how you do things efficiently. So what is the efficiency that I have created by using social media? I cut away a lot of tiers of information. Sometimes a CEO tell the director, I want to do this. Then he relay the message to the GM, I want to do this. Then all the way, the message distorted and then end up doing other things. Okay, you have seen that kind of things happening before. But for me here, it's very clear. They get to hear what I'm saying directly. All right, so these are inefficiency. So we are able to address that issue by embracing very simple, a technology available for everybody for free. So you just need to smart use it lah, okay, to embrace the technology. So PKT become a Facebook compulsory. We shout in the market and everybody start watching us, especially the newly graduate student. You know why? Because when they go to other company, you know, they are banned from Facebook. So we ask a question whenever I give a talk, then I ask a question, oh guys, gentlemen, how long a day you spend on Facebook? Some of them say 24/7, you know. Oh, some will say 4 hours. Now we go for Insta. Okay, now of course you move to Insta. We also move to Insta. But before that, the student was actually always on the Facebook before Instagram came in and whatnot. So, but both platforms also belong to each other. So we share whatever we post. Insta will come to the Facebook as well. So that is the kind of activity we do. So when we say we are Facebook compulsory company, if you were to apply for a job for PKT, the job application form, you'll be amazed. It's just like how you set up your Facebook account, marital status, complicated, single, all these things, all the same. Exactly how you set up your Facebook account. It is the same application form. It's very fun. Okay, and then what happened is everybody start asking for a job from me. They go to our page, they ask for a job. They go to my page, they ask for a job. So then we thought, we set up a group called PKT Talent Hunter. Okay, so PKT Talent Hunter, we're going to post all our vacancy inside. Okay, So whoever asks for a job, I say you wait inside PKT Talent Hunter. When we post the vacancy, you go in RSVP with Talent Hunter PKTN. So what happened is my HR team, okay, we have GM, manager, and executive. So 3 of them set up one account called Talent Hunter PKTN. Okay, so Talent Hunter PKTN, 3% access with the same password. Okay, and all the CVs are sent to Talent Hunter PKTN via private message attached file. Okay, so PKT Talent Hunter is a group. Everyone go in, Talent Hunter PKTN manage that group. I'm the admin, and then everyone at inside. Now we have 20,000 people queuing to work for PKT. Everybody could see that visually. So what is the KPI for recruitment cost in PKT? 0. You are not allowed to spend a single cent on recruitment. I tell HR. Why? Because you have 20,000 people waiting to work for us. And most of them are our Facebook follower. And they are passionate about us. You are not allowed to bring in any employees who are not our Facebook follower and not passionate about us, do not know our culture at all. So that is how we do our recruitment. So if you want to try, go into Talent Hunter, go and check out how we post all the vacancy. And every time we post a vacancy, people will comment. They will tag their friend, they comment, say, I already sent my CV, Talent Hunter, please look into my CV, waiting for the interview and whatnot. So that is how we get that. So we have a lot, thousands of CV all the time. And every time when we need a vacancy, we just post inside there and we can find people easily. So that is how we manage the whole company via Facebook. So including recruitment, which is 0 recruitment cost. So this is an amazing way. So even my security guard used to be security guard make report on that book. You know, you go to the security guard when you want to register, you know, the registration book is like, wow, the macam sayur masin like or you flip all got coffee stain, curry stain everywhere, and then you write all these things. After the almost ending time, it will look like a very dirty things that nobody want to touch, especially with the pandemic now. So PKT do away with security report. Okay, so now all my security guard make the report inside PKT Big Brotherly Bouncers. So every of my warehouses, whenever they change shift, they finish off with a report, all the report inside, and then after that they post. Okay, all right. So then it become I'm able to read, I'm able to comment, and I'm very happy because I can see all of them coming to work, changing shift, who is working and who is not working, and I can remember their name, their Facebook name. Okay, some of them call themselves Brother Jiwa. So I call them Brother Jiwa. Sometimes when I meet them outside and whatnot. So this is how I can remember my employees over using their, like I say just now, Cat Meow. I can remember Cat Meow, but actually her name Sawa. I can remember. Okay, so that is how amazing using technology. And of course, PKT being a logistics company, we embrace technology all the time. Our trucks have GPS tracking them. I know how much diesel they are using. I know the speed of traveling they have done, accident, how long they spend in the petrol station, and then how much they just pump in the petrol, and what is the tank inside the petrol. I know if they were to siphon out my diesel and sell the diesel away, I will also know all these kind of things. And also in terms of automation in the warehouse, is happening every day. We are coming up with a lot of automation, pick to light, robotic follow the guy doing the picking. We have yesterday I just saw auto measurements of boxes. So all we have to do is we go into this scanner, put the box inside, we click, and they will tell you the whole dimension of this box. We don't have to measure ourselves. So this is a kind of automation. We are now in the plan to expand our Daiso GDC, Global Distribution Center, to become very fully automated, like what you see in all this Alibaba, Amazon video, moving about, but not robotic moving for you lah. But in terms of the auto racking system, conveyor system, auto sorting system, all this we are embracing. But the thing those things I share with you, you can't do it because you are in different industry. That's why I thought today I must well share with you, talking about how I embrace social media at work, and it become an advantage to me. And that. So at the end, just want to end up here. I think every company must have a very clear vision. And then a vision is a dream. A dream should not be top down where the CEO come out with a dream and then you tell the staff, oh, this is your dream too. Cannot. So when you do a transformation in a company, when you want to set up your company, you want to create a vision, please include your staff along together and get their opinion and get their agreement to all your visions. So if you go to my website, you will see my vision. My vision is measurable. A lot of people say a vision by using a statement. I don't want to do that. I say a vision and a mission can be separated. So my idea is vision is talking about, like Mahathir say, Wawasan 2020 developed country or whatever. So my vision is all talking about sales and diversification plan and whatnot. So now we have this V50. During the COVID-19, we have a transformation. We call it COVID-19 transformation program. We come up with 4 visions. The first 3 sub-vision and 1 grand vision. Sub-vision is Wawasan vaccine 50. 50% of our business is recession prone. Okay, then 50% is vaccine, this COVID-19 proof. So we had to look for business that during another pandemic, we were able to survive at least with the 50% of revenue still there. Okay, another vision that we have is Wawasan ASEAN 20% of our revenue come from ASEAN country. That is basically geographical diversification. Then another one is a new vision. We call it Digital 20. 20% of our revenue should come from digital business. Okay, means e-commerce, online business, and whatnot. So even we are actually doing a lot of fulfillment. We are actually quite good in doing dropship business. That is the research paper that we are now working with UMK on how to do dropship in Malaysia. And our grand vision is 3 billion ringgit revenue by 5 to 10 years time. So with that, then you create a nice mission statement, what you want to do. So if you go to our PKT page, you will see that PKT mission statement is not talking about business anymore, but providing positive impact to society, employing local human resources, build environmentally friendly warehouses, engage with the community, like what we are doing with the public universities and all the business entrepreneurship association. They come and see me, I give them the full talk, and then provide so that everybody will provide the same positive impact to the society. Because when I come up with a company culture of happy, healthy, honesty, humble, and hardworking, all this culture will be embraced by my employee. When they go back home, they will teach their children and their family members the same type of culture. So that will be the changes. That is why everyone say it is very important for the entrepreneur to be socially responsible, so that they are the one who's going to change the society. And this is the topic today we are talking about, all right? Transforming society, knowledge, and entrepreneurship. So I'd like to end my talk today. Thank you very much for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. And maybe there is some Q&A. Nizamuddin, can I have you back here? Hi. Okay, you're back. You're on mute. Unmute, please.
Ooh.
Okay.
Sorry, Datuk. Sorry, Datuk. Okay, so we have one question, Datuk, from Yusrina Yusof. Okay, Datuk, when talks about innovation, how do you see the dropshipping business? Can we innovate it?
Yes, we can innovate it differently because dropshipping business, we are doing it not only Malaysia, we are doing it regionally now. So moving forward, dropship models are actually very lean in the sense that you do not need to come up with a lot of capital because the goods don't belong to you. The goods belong to the owner itself. So you need to do a lot of collaboration also in order for you to go on a minimum pay up capital to do business. Dropship is the model forward, but you need to be very strong in marketing it. How are you going to market it? Of course, you're going to put it in the Lazada, Shopee, and all the platforms. You're going to set up and then you sell on behalf of your customer. So I just give a very brief dropship means manufacturer, instead of selling to a distributor export overseas to another importer sell to wholesaler sell to retailer sell to consumer. So those are the movement last time, but now everything cut short already. The manufacturer sent to a middle person in Malaysia, and then we are M to B to C direct. Okay, manufacturer to business to consumer already. So no more like M to B to B to B to C. Okay, they cut all and then M to B to C. So this is already happening at the moment. Those people who don't want to be controlled by a single platform, they always look for dropshipper, and the dropshipper will use multiple platforms to sell their product. So this is a solution from what happened originally when Alibaba came to Malaysia and they say they want to set up digital free zone, they want to create 1 million entrepreneur. It didn't happen. Okay, the reason why it didn't happen is because they injected the Taobao platform into Lazada. So as a result, anybody who go to Lazada will automatically can buy from Taobao direct, but the delivery time will be 14 days. Okay, but then the Taobao was actually put in product by this the manufacturer or their middle person. But now the manufacturer actually don't want to sell in one platform. They want to sell in multiple platforms. So they are looking for drop shipper to do that. So you become their drop shipper means you bring in their product on their behalf, keep it in your warehouse, put it in multiple platforms. And once they sell it, okay, then you will do the pick and pack and then deliver to the buyer, get the money and remit the difference back to the buyer. So this is a very good platform way of moving become e-commerce entrepreneurs. Okay, sorry. All right.
Okay. Question from Farah Hanan. Okay. Zero cost marketing is also trending business strategy nowadays. How do you see it in the long term?
In the long term, of course, you need to get traction now. Of course, social media, Facebook also becomes smart already. Now their algorithm will control the way your reach already in terms of what. So you need to do a lot of live. You have seen people doing live, right? So you will need to be very interactive. You need to be able to talk and communicate with the people. Your people skill must be there. You need to improve your skill and your language. Depends on whether your target is Malay market or the general market. You speak English or speak Malay. Malay is huge market anyway. So then you are able to communicate with them, and they keep on coming back to you. Then they keep on put you as a C first. Okay, C first. So when they put you as a C first, then you always get back the regular followers. Then your marketing is zero, but you need to make a lot of effort for that. Okay. If not, then you have to boost your posting. So when you boost your posting, there is a limitation of reach also. Depends on how much you want to spend. So social media marketing, there is a lot of things to do with it. You can do it via Insta. That's why people do TikTok now. So people ask me, so DMT, now you're going to move on to TikTok? I say, I'm not sure yet. Because my audience are more matured. So I think my audience are more like the entrepreneurs. They are not in TikTok. Entrepreneurs are all in Facebook. Okay, so I will have different target for sure for that matters. Okay.
Yes, I think the different type of media, I think, is for different purpose. Okay, yes. like Dato' Sri said tadi, TikTok. For what I see is more for branding, brand awareness ataupun product awareness, and also personal branding, and also for awareness lah. So yeah. I think
TikTok I think their crowd is below 30 lah, below 30.
Yeah.
Now it's getting to below, because started with below 20, now below 30 lah. I see a lot of youngsters, the working adults also go into TikToks as well. But I'm very certain on that. I'm more on I just started Insta only because I know my reach now become lesser, so I need to move towards another market segment for followers. Okay.
Okay, Dato' Sri, other than FB, okay, So people usually use whether WhatsApp or also Telegram for maybe running ataupun organizing their projects. So
Yes.
what do you think about using other tools, okay, other than FB, such as WhatsApp and also Telegram?
Yeah, for faster response. Okay, for group response in terms of like what I already explained, reporting. Let's say inter-department reporting will come into the department itself. All their KPI they will report at the end. They will attach into the Facebook group, secret group. I am able to see their report, and then if they have a crisis internally. Let's say their department got COVID-19 cases, they will discuss a lot then, and I could see the follow up from there. But in terms of immediate decision making, we use WhatsApp. Okay, we use WhatsApp. For example, we got a ongoing tender that we are waiting to bid. So then the chief marketing officer, chief operating officer, all will be in this WhatsApp group chat with me, and then expecting me to make quick decision. If they think typing is too slow, they will request for webinar now. Okay, so they will send me a link to do webinar. So this is how we are doing it now. So starting with the immediate crisis, like the COVID-19 crisis, our PKP recovery management team used WhatsApp because we don't have time to wait. Like everyone say, this is like a war. In a war, you cannot wait for DMT to look into the notification. If they miss out the notification, nobody answer them. So at a war time, we come with this immediate answer. The speed of communication is very important.
Information is very valuable, isn't it, Dato' Sri?
Yeah. Very.
So even in war, so they spend, but like the US, they spend so much on satellites and also other high-tech equipment, okay, for gathering information so that they can gain the advantage in the war zone.
Yeah, correct.
So it's similar in business environment lah. So you have to gain the latest information, okay, over your competitors to gain to gain your advantage over your competitors.
Yes. So I feel that using this kind of communication technology that we have done, actually that is one of our success tool, but nobody could see that. So I mentioned it to you now. Maybe a lot of my competitors will embrace using social media at work. But then again, like I say, it can be positive and it also can be negative. All right. If you do not transform the company, your people do not like about the company because you don't take care of them. So then if you do something negative, say something that doesn't walk your talk, then you will get bombardment. Then it could, if it come from your staff, it can be very embarrassing.
Yeah, because FB, many people see FB as a social tools. Okay, but not many can see like Dato' of using FB as a company collaboration and communication tools. So that's why.
It's not now, we did it in 2010. Since 2010, our recruitment cost is 0. That is how amazing it is until today.
Okay, so Dato', we have another. Okay, sorry, okay. Dato'. Okay, go on.
No, you have another question?
Yes, from Dr. Non Ain Oyani. Okay, Dato', how do you see omni-channel? I'm Malaysia ready for omni-channel.
I'm not sure what omni-channel is this. What is omni-channel first? Sorry, Nizam.
So, not Ain ini.
Okay.
Okay, so it's something that we are using, okay, multiple different methods of shopping available lah. I think it's using multiple channel, okay, to get to the customer.
Okay, okay, you mean talking about like the one in this Astro, where they have a channel where everyone was selling products and whatnot?
Okay. Maybe we have some. long channel, short channel, okay, and then we have the direct channel, indirect channel.
Yeah. I know. Like if you go to Japan, their TV station, some are talking about news, and some is only channel to sell stuff, lah. Okay, so to me, I see the technology was in Japan, but because Japanese they don't like very quick changes. They like to maintain as traditional. So in the country that this kind of things happening like UK and Japan, it takes a bit longer time for them to embrace the new changes. But people like us, we don't want to see pre-recorded stuff anymore. We want to see live. And most of the time we are on our handphone because we like to see things that is like fun and funny and special character and whatnot. So I would say that the social media marketing still very strong in Facebook. I don't think this omni-channel can take off in Malaysia. Susah sikit lah. Because people are moving everywhere. People are moving. They don't like to sit in one place. Malaysian character is totally different. UK during winter season got nothing to do. Japan same winter season, nothing to do. Everyone sit at home going through that one. But Malaysia is different. We still want to go and shop, see the product, and go to the Facebook and go to the online, check the different price, and then buy it online and then deliver straight. I'm not going to carry back. That's how my children thinking already. Okay.
Okay, Datuk Seri. Okay, from Dr. Iswan Aziz. Okay, Datuk, 3 years post-pandemic, how much logistic ecosystem move forward? Okay, will we going to see a major change in logistic?
Yes, we already seen the major changes. Those days, we don't have things like when you say you deliver at 11 o'clock, you can see the person arriving at your place at 11 o'clock. Okay. Last time you say 11 o'clock is like estimated lah. Don't expect it to be 11 sharp. Maybe 12, 12:30 and whatnot. So today, accuracy expectation from the customer has become more and more higher already. The consumer expects my delivery to be on time, all right, and they want to be able to track my delivery as well. I'm talking about those the items that is courier service. Courier service people are having a lot of hardship because expectation due to the Foodpanda, GrabFood, they have devices to show them when they pick up and when they on the way delivered to the place. They know exactly when they are coming. Whereas for courier service, they don't have that service for their consumer. So then that is why they can bombard all the time and then things go missing and whatnot. So the expectation in the consumer due to the pandemic has increased tremendously, I would say. They expect us to be able to deliver on time, and then our delivery must be visual, able to see. So we need to invest into software for them to track our delivery so that they are happy about it, so they don't have to wait for you and whatnot. So we are also moving towards that direction because I also enjoy knowing that my delivery is on the way. He just make the turning. Okay, he's coming down already. So I change myself, go and put on the mask, walk downstairs. By the time he arrived in the gate, I'm already there, pick up already. So that is the efficiency that market will be expecting post-pandemic. So technology need to be embraced, changes need to be done. Otherwise, you will lose out in the competition in the future because people are used to that kind of service.
So, Datuk Seri, I think the major change during pandemic is the increase in online purchasing. So, I think at the beginning of last year PKP, okay, so the delivery company faced a lot of backlog until shown up in the social media about parcels, okay, not being delivered and in the warehouse, isn't it? So
behavior changed already. People used to be saying that, oh, I don't want to do online buying because leceh I have to go there, set up my account and everything. But now everything is already set up because they have no choice for the past couple of years. They need to buy online. So now they already have that. So that will make them buy more online. I mean, you can see the trend in the developed country, like or even from China side, the trend is increasing.
Yeah. So right now, even the courier company have the independent delivery guy. So it's not just staff. Okay, so they employ the independents. Okay, people like Food Panda, Grab rider who want to make extra money as their delivery.
That kind of delivery will continue to improve, because you see, in China now they have this community delivery service. Not those like Food Panda, independent join the delivery company and help them to deliver. They have this community delivery service that within a 5-kilometer radius, they choose one community guy who is a retiree, nothing to do, to become their delivery parcel. So they drop off all the 5-kilometer radius parcel to him, and they pay him to deliver to everybody. So then they don't have to employ him and pay him his fixed salary. So that kind of efficiency is coming already. Yeah.
So of course they can do it because of the technology.
Yes, correct. Yes.
Okay, Dato', I think we are coming to the end. Okay, time flies. Okay, when we are enjoying. So
we started about half an hour early, right?
Yeah. So time is
early.
always not enough for you, Dato' Seri. Time is always not enough.
Anyway, this is a Sunday. First time I'm doing a talk on Sunday. I've forgotten. Sunday is actually working day.
They're working. So I'm sorry, okay, to those answer a question that cannot be answered because of the time constraint. But I would like to thank you for those participating for our session, and also I would like to thank Dato' Seri for spending your precious time with us in sharing this very interesting and insight in relation with using technology such as FB as your communication and collaboration tools within your organization. I think this is something that maybe can be explored by another organization, even maybe UMK. So we are not just using social tool for pleasure and leisure, but also for business purpose. Once again, thank you, Dato' Seri. And
thank you. Thank you for inviting me. I hope everyone enjoyed the talk. It was a casual one, but it's fun.
Dr. Mariana, I pass to you.
All right, thank you very much to Mr. Muhammad Nizamuddin bin Abdul Rahim. I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate Datuk Michael Teo for being awarded Datuk Seri. Congratulations, Datuk Seri. We're also proud as he is our adjunct professor for University Malaysia Kelantan and members of Asia Council for Faculty of Entrepreneurship and Business UMK. He also committed in internalization of UMK and helping creating entrepreneurship ecosystem in our university. Thank you very much, Datuk Seri. Now thank you very much. Now I will hand over the floor to Yang Berusaha Dr. Muhammad Safwan Ghazali, Economy Lecturer from Faculty of Entrepreneurship and Business, University Malaysia Kelantan, to chair the next keynote session. Please welcome. Please welcome Dr. Muhammad Safwan. It's your turn.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Una. Right. Again, thank you, Dr. Una, as our MC today. Thank you, Dr. Nizamuddin. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. All praise to Allah. Again, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And a good day. First of all, to the top management of UMK, the Dean of Faculty Entrepreneurship and Business, Prof. Dr. Roslina Ahmad Saufi, and our keynote speaker, Dato' Ahmad Saruji Abdul Aziz, honorable guests, conference secretariat, faculty members, and all the ISEC 2021 participants. Hi everyone, welcome again, and thank you for joining us for the second slot. First and foremost, let me introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Safwan. I will be responsible for hosting this session, which is the keynote speaker session today. And I am glad to welcome again our Prof. Adjunct, Dato' Ahmad Saruji Abdul Aziz. How are you, Dato'?
I'm good, brother. I'm good. Happy
Alhamdulillah,
birthday to
Dato'.
you. Happy
Thank you,
birthday.
Dato'. Thank you. I'm honored to chair the session, Dato'. Dato' Ahmad Saroji, who will deliver the sharing on the transforming society, knowledge, entrepreneurship through the integration of the technology. All right, Dato'. Happy to have you today. Before we start, Dato',
Thank you so much.
Yes, let me explain how the people, the audience can engage with us today. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any question during the presentation by Dato' Ahmad Saroji, please write via the chat features on the live Facebook official University Malaysia Kelantan. We will have a Q&A session at the end. Inshallah, Dato' Saroji will answer your question, definitely. All right.
I try my best.
Sure, Dato'. Now we can begin, but let me introduce our honorable speaker today is Professor Adjunct Dato' Ahmad Saroji. He is the CEO and Managing Director of Amanah Warisan Berhad Awaris, and also Adjunct Professor of our Faculty Entrepreneurship and Business, Universiti Malaysia Kelantan.
Thank you, UMK.
Welcome, Dato'. Moreover, Dato' obtained a master's degree in Business Administration from UiTM and held the Chartered Institute of Marketing UK. Dato' has an intense interest in trustee services, wealth management, financial planning, retail, branding, and many more related to investment and conversion of the technology businesses. With his vast experience for more than 50 years in corporate life, he was appointed as a head of department at Mawib, adjunct professor in many institutions, chief executive officer at My Angkasa Amanah Berhad, and the list is very long, and more infinite remarkable success under his leadership. Last but not least, both of us is a truly Manchester United fans. But we lost yesterday, Dato'.
Oh, what a loss.
All right, Dato'.
What the penalty.
What the penalty. All right, back to our business.
Okay.
All right, Dato', the government of Malaysia recognized the opportunity and challenge provided by the digital economy to serve as a new driver of growth for the economy and the new sources of the fiscal revenue. By leveraging the internet, smartphone, big data, and the Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, and other technology, Malaysia can increase productivity, spur innovation, and improve livelihood. Moving to a more micro perspective, Dato', I would like to ask your insight on what future direction we should take in transforming society, knowledge, and entrepreneurship through the integration of the technology. The floor is yours, Dato'. Please.
Okay. Thank you, Brother Safwan, and hope this peaceful weekend morning will ease our mind full of pleasure, laughter, and bliss. I wish all the participants and everyone here connected to this conference will learn and achieve something and enjoy something. And I also hope the objective of this session share and teach us the effective ways to manage our business and effective way to manage to be ourselves as the entrepreneurial path. So thank you, Safwan. We are in a global and mobile community. We are all in digital community. So we have to prepare now for those in the business community, either B2B or B2C. We have to prepare actively and seriously before we push forward our business. So like Dr. Michael Teo says, I think he covered all my speech today because I also presented with him when we were in ITM before with Michael Teo, because he's the supply chain man. He is logistic man. That's why he managed all from the A to Z, all the middlemen, all the channels regarding any business. That's why when we talk to Michael Teo, it's never ending story. in supply chain. So that's why the bottom line of business is supply chain and connectivities. So if we want to transform the community, the society, we have to gain good knowledge in the subject matter for the business perspective and the spirit of entrepreneurship. Every one of our staff, let's say in UMK, in whatever company, must think you are a businessman, you are a business lady, you want to grow the company. Even though you are a clerk, you are a manager, you are an officer, you are the CEO, you are the COO, you are the CFO, you are the accountant, you are an entrepreneur. You are the usahawan, the entrepreneur in your company, either macro entrepreneur or micro. They say you are only a driver in company, but you are also a micro entrepreneur. When you, let's say you are a CMO of a company, you are a macro entrepreneur in your company. Everyone must think of entrepreneurship, must think of, I want to be entrepreneur. So even though we are working in UMK or whatever company, we have to think as we are the entrepreneur. This is the success belief that I share to my staff. You have to be an entrepreneur in your department. So when you think that way, it's easier for the company to move forward, for the shareholders to enjoy the benefit of the retained earnings, the dividend and so on. The staff will enjoy good benefit, good income, regardless whatever the scenario, either in the pandemic or endemic. My company, Amanah Warissan Berhad, still managing a good cash flow of the company, regardless MCO1, MCO2, and MCO3. We have a good cash flow because everything, every one of us think of out of the box how to create money sustainably. So without any interference from the outside, we are prepared ourselves in digital world. We are prepared with our e-banking, our payment system, our channel management, all in digital. Our cyber security, all in place. We embrace the technology in 2018. We already start our system 2018. When pandemic comes, when COVID comes, we have not affected much in the cash flow and in our financial impact. Less impact for our financial. That's why to be an entrepreneur, you have to prepare in advance what's the consequences in future that you will face for the business. Either you are suffering or you are developing. So you have to think that way. So as the entrepreneur, you have to be able to translate now and future. So now, meaning your future will be 10 more years to go. As an entrepreneur, you have to prepare yourself. You have to prepare the knowledge, your people, your technology, your resources, how to optimize your resources translating into money, how to maximize your resources, your manpower, your technology, your partnership, your channel, what Datuk Michael Teo says just now, your B2B and B2C now dropship and so on. So how to cut short the supply chain cost. As an entrepreneur, we have to look forward. What's the smartest way to cut short these supply chain steps? So let's say now we have 5 steps to reach our customers. We have to make it 2 steps only. Our business, our product meeting, our instruments, our product meeting the customers. That is the quality of the entrepreneur that we want now. So all the entrepreneurs, either in the meeting, in this webinar, or outside, you have to think effectively how to strengthen your business in IT way, how to embrace IT. Either your partners, your channel, your bank partners, your payment system, your accounting system. Now, bank payments are all e-banking. Accounting system, now we have a lot of digital accounting system. And our account receivable, AR and AP, account receivable and account payable, all manageable in digital way, e-banking. Let's say Maybank, they have enterprise banking. We have a token and so on. Now, all my staff can park at their house to produce and to do jobs. So that is why now, when I listen to Datuk Sri Dr. Michael Teo, we are the same wavelength.
we are prepared ourselves in advance to push forward whatever comes, either pandemic or endemic, we are not affected much. So that is the quality that entrepreneur that must have to move forward. So this is the list of quality of successful entrepreneurs. Make it bigger, brother Safwan. Can you enlarge the slide? Safwan, can you enlarge the slides? The qualities. No. The other one. The slide before. Slide before, right. This is the quality of successful entrepreneur. Number one, they must have a good discipline. I come to work by 8 o'clock. I return home by 6 o'clock. And I must focus. We must focus whatever we do. Don't intervene. Don't take other unnecessary matters in as an entrepreneur. Let's say our community. So we have to focus. Our bottom line is our business, and we have confidence, high level of confidence when talking to people, making deals, making negotiation, making agreement, making the presentation to the business partners. We must have a good level of confidence. And then self-starter, we are the initiator. We are the self-starter for the people to work with. So we are pushing people to meet one vision and one mission. And we also must persist, must have persistence, meaning you are consistent with your decision and embrace failure. So even though I'm a CEO, I own this company, Amanah Hussain Berhad, I face a lot of failures in professional life. But to be a good businessman, to be a good entrepreneur, you will face a lot of issues in business. Let's say your partners and so on. But as a mature entrepreneur, you are ready to face and you are ready with the risk management. So you are calculating your risk. So in terms of performance, in terms of partnership, in terms of business volume, in terms of domestic or way, maybe cross border, Singapore, Indonesia, Thailand, Brunei, or move for Australia, New Zealand. So as a businessman, you have to be persistent in whatever you do, and you must have integrity, meaning we have to walk the talk. When the agreement says this, you follow the agreement. When you say this, you have to follow the decision. So integrity, meaning you are transparent with yourself and your staff, and also your business partners, and also your customer. You have to be integrity. So let's say you are telling the people, you have this product, this is the ingredient, this is the integrity that you have. All the ingredients are all there. Sometimes entrepreneurs like to promise, making 1,001 promises, but this is only empty talks. When we do the due diligence, company background, they are too bad to tell you the background of the company, the background of the talents, the directors inside, all poor. That is why when we are doing business, you have to be the integrity guy. Next slide. Safwan, the other one. Maintain the slide. No, the before that one, before this one. Okay. Embrace failures and technological savvy. You have to update yourself with the technology. The payment gateway all here. All these dashboard are all here. Your account receivable here. Your account payable are all here. Your cost management are all here. Your HR system are all here. You have to embrace technology. So all in the system. So meaning I have my Maybank, Maybank here, and also other electronic banking here for the company to run to confirm all this payment between the checker and maker, who prepared the document, who prepared the payments, who approved the payment, and the blue line and red line of the finance. Blue line is healthy healthy financial standing, and red line is the alarming financial system to the management. And the other one is determined. You have to be focused and decisive in whatever you do. Strong people skills, managing people. Some people, they have sensitivities, they have weaknesses, they have some good things and bad things. But we have to focus on productivity and results. Strong people management. Innovation, you have to be innovative all the way, because innovation comes from customer complain, customer want this, want that, can kindly improve this, can you improve this, can you innovate this. It is from the customer's experience. That is why in digital world you have to take care the customer experience, how they feel, look and feel our system, our payment system, our product features in the system, in the internet, in the social media. This is what we call innovation, the learning process of the customers. And risk taking, you are able to take risk, but you have to calculate risk. You have to calculate risk, financial risk, legal risk, market risk, operation risk, competitors risk. There are 5 risk, investment risk. So 6 of risk you have to know in detail. What are the risk profile involved in your business? The other one is passionate. You have to be passionate in your line. When you passionate in your line, you will embrace a lot of new knowledge, new innovations. Once, let's say you are not passionate in your business will be not go far, will not go far, because you have no lack of interest managing the business. That's why you have to be passionate in, let's say I love trusteeship. I love so much. I'm passionate in this line. So when you talk about trusteeship, talk about legacy, I can tell you A to Z. And what happened to industry, the competitive analysis, I can explain to you now, because I'm so passionate in this business. And you must be a good team leader. You're able to manage your subordinates. You are able to manage your peers of work. You can manage your team members. You are the motivators. You are the driver. You can encourage them to perform job, even though towards weekends and so on. So you must be a visionary leaders, and also you have to be polite to people. Don't show your anger in front of people, and then coach them properly. Mentor-mentee program, and you have to coach them like a football team. Let's say Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I'm also playing football. I'm also playing hockey. I'm also coach for hockey. So that's why I know to manage and how to manage my players during injury time and so on. And we have to polite to the people, talk to people, talk to the customer politely. And you have to learn new things. At any time, any issues, you have to innovate and learn new things. And you have to be a good decision maker and strong mindset. You are able to learn many things here. Technology, competitive analysis, marketing, legal, accounting, many knowledge here that you have to push forward for the betterment of your company. And strong mindset and give back for the society, for the people, grow the people, because you are growing the generations. Your company, you are setting the company not for yourself, for the people, for the future people, for the future generation. I want Amanah Warisan Berhad to exist for perpetual, for any time. Let's say I'm no more around in this world. I want our Waris to be there to serve people in the same manner and better manner for people benefit. That is the mission that you have to, let's say UMK. You want UMK to be the best among the IPTAs in the country, and then to be the best and consistent performance to provide good students for the industry. Same goes to Awaris. I want to be the best trustee for the people at all time. and hunger for success. We look for success is the main objective of anything. Financial success, career success, family success, and you are happy doing that because you are passionate and you are motivated, and the other one is flexibility. You must be flexible. Let's say I'm talking to Safwan, I can talk to WhatsApp. I can communicate via WhatsApp, even though some CEOs you have to pen down in your email or official letter inviting and for what reasons, and the secretary will update the CEO, but I'm approachable that way. So to be a good leader, you are able to communicate actively without barriers. So let's say you can talk to, I have a lot of CEOs friends. They can talk via WhatsApp and then say hi, and then you want to make you make decision, you want to make the discussion in business, you can talk over the phone, and then you can email the proposal to them. So now with this technology, fifth generation is no issue for us for not using the technology. Okay? Next slide, brother. Thank you, Safwan. Next slide. This is about digital economy. Digital is a broad-based enabler for us to involve actively in the economy and business world. So we have to prepare ourselves as the business, as the entrepreneur, and also as the middle management and lower management. We have to prepare ourselves in digital economy. Let's say, hang on. To stay dominant in the business, we have to prepare ourselves in digital business models. So let's say we use fintech now. Bank Negara waiting for approval for 45 fintech banking. So meaning that the signal of fintech now is very vast and very futuristic. Now, normal banking now are reducing the operation. Some branches, some bank reducing branches now. They are preparing for digital banking. The other one is digital government. You have heard about government of Sarawak now. They have new system of digital communication between the government and the people. And then I'm from Pahang. They have the digital communication between people in the kampong and within the government of the days. And e-commerce. Now most banks using e-commerce platform. Bank Islam, Maybank, Public Bank. There are most commercial banks using digital e-commerce and trade marketplaces. There are many like Lazada now using the whole business in digital. Lazada, many more to come now. Shopee, all in digital community trade marketplace, cloud kitchens, vacation rentals, ride hailing, streaming contents, from sharing experience, rise in the industry ecosystems, and also digital strategies and regulations. There are a lot of features in digital economy, but the most important thing is the features, the 5G, cloud, IoT, artificial intelligence, AI, big data analytics, AR, VR is a computer generated simulation, cyber security for the digital, for e-commerce, and also now we are towards robotic. Many all the manufacturing now using robotics. Let's say in agriculture industry now, managing poultry, they are using robotics for the chicken to grow from the one point to another. They are using robotics and manless. Next slide. Oh, boleh besarkan bawah ya? Tak apa. Okay. The impact of technology to in business. Number one, Everything now is mobile using this. Last time we used laptop. We bring laptop everywhere. We use computer everywhere. Last time my cousin was a banker. He retired 1995. So he managed the what we call the cassette from the server from branch to branch, and he sleeps in the car. When he go to Kota Baru, he sleeps in the car at the Gua Musang. When from Gua Musang to Kota Baru to Kuantan, he sleeps as in the middle way to change the what we call it, the cassette from the system. There are operational teams last time handling the cassette or the storage for the transaction. That's why there are delays in managing transaction in the bank last time. 3-4 days to settle the payments between creditor and debtor, between depositors and investor. Now by using technology, we can cut costs, but we have to pay something lah. We have to pay for the system, for the e-commerce. We have to pay for the infrastructure. You have to pay for the licensing. You have to pay for the storage. That is my for your information. Amanah Hussain Berhad spent nearly about 200,000 for the system, for the digital system and digital marketing. My digital team, my marketing using Facebook, Instagram, and we have a lot of customers engage with us almost daily, real time, engaging with us, and then using the media social. Improve customer relationship. So we can communicate, we can connect to our customers real time, anytime, anywhere, 24/7. Even and when I was in Australia, my customer can communicate to me on the real time basis. So meaning we are all now in the one community, in the global community. And in customer relationship management, we can communicate with them real time. High efficiency, meaning even though during MCO3, my staff are all at home, but they can perform well, they can work efficiently, they can serve the customer well, they can manage the account well, they can manage the account receivable and payable better. I can check my summary of the account every time, every minute I can check, or once a day, or maybe twice a day I can check my e-banking anytime I want, because it is all ready in the business. All technology is there. When I answering the question from Bank Negara, Suruhanjaya Securities Commission, I can answer that in email or in virtual meeting. Even though the best thing of the MCO3 and MCO, we have learned a lot on how technology enable us to perform in services business like UMK. You can manage your student, even though student at home, through your virtual class. So last time, all the students must be in the classroom, and then the lecturer must come driving to the lecture hall and then meeting the student. Now you can manage your time effectively and efficiently without increased cost. That's why you have to spend a bit higher for the digital infrastructure to make sure that our business is running well. So that's why when I spend a lot in IT, I noticed that our cost managing people is lesser. But you have to provide the KPI for the staff. Let's say one day you have to perform 4 jobs to deliver, to accomplish. Every day you have to assign job for them, because you have to stick to the deadline given to them. You have to follow, you have to track them. That is to ensure that they perform the job as expected by the top management. You have to track them, you have to monitor them, because at home there are many issues. It's called gangguan for the staff to perform. Let's say kitchen management, buying raw materials from the Kedai Aceh and so on, and then your wife asks you to buy something at the shop, and then you have to go out, and then to manage cats at home, and then you have to wash your car. There are the nuisance for you to deliver well to your company. So that's why you have to, as the entrepreneur, you have to set the target to your staff to deliver. You have to provide them deadline to deliver, and this is the impact. So as the entrepreneur, as the community, we have to know the impact. We have to diagnose what will be the impact for our business in future, and now and future. Now, what's the impact, and future, what's the impact? So you want to minimize the impact. We want to reduce the impact for the bottom line, for the profit, for the company's profit, making good profit for the company, making good salaries for the staff, making good bonus for the staff, making good return to the shareholders. Next slide, brother. Okay, this is about positive technology revolution in our business. Now, we don't have to buy storage. We only have to buy cloud computing. With this technology now, you can pay monthly and rental for the cloud services. And this cloud management is us to provide data at any time, anywhere, as long as the internet, World Wide Web is everywhere. You can connect to the internet anywhere in the world. You can connect to the cloud. So that's why between server and server communication, server cloud and your office cloud, your office server, they can communicate to via cloud. It's easier for you. You don't have to buy the capex. You only spend for the opex. You don't have to buy the server, the big size server. You don't have to spend for the server room. You don't have to spend for the ergonomic gas. You don't have to pay for the uninterruptible power supply. You don't have to pay for the internal audit for the server room. So meaning that you save a lot to manage your via cloud computing. Now they are talking about big data, so you can manage your data through your cloud. So Amanah Hussain Berhad, we have around 15,000 data. Now last month I signed to expand the data management by the cloud. So meaning by end of this year, we are able to manage our data by 40,000 data, 40,000 customers and institutions. So meaning we already upscale, extend the size of data with the cloud. Technology and social impact, definitely yes, because now you need the technology everywhere you go, anytime you want. So changing customer base. If you study consumer behavior, CB, consumer behavior, the pattern of consumer now change from traditional customer to technology customer. And it is matter of Gen X, Gen Y, Gen Z. Now I'm from Gen X. I have to embrace technology. And then for my children now, they are already embraced the technology. Easier for them to embrace the current technology because they are prepared they are the digital community. I'm analog community. I used Mobicom before. I use Mobicom. I use Celcom. I use TM Touch before. My first cellular phone was Mobicom, Ator 100 from Telekom Malaysia. And then I migrate to Mobicom 018, and I migrate to TM Touch. And now I use 013, Celcom. All right. So meaning we are so dynamic. Our customers are all so dynamic. So meaning your generation X now reducing, but now generation X and Y and Z now growing. So our consumer behaviors are all changed. But we have to, as entrepreneur, we have to embrace this technology heavily. We have to understand, we have to follow, we have to gain new knowledge, and then we have to attend classes. We have to attend, we have to invite experts to advise us to provide good technology advice for our business. Next slide, brother. Benefit of technologies. Macam mana besar tadi? Kat bawah ya, bawah belah kanan. Bawah belah kanan. Kat bawah belah kanan juga. Alright. Okay. Barulah pandai. Okay. The benefit of digital technology. Number one, contributing to economic growth. Definitely, digital economy or K economy, knowledge economy now growing compared to traditional economy. Not only buy and sell. Even now, people in gold business, they are you buy and sell in one bursa, in digital bursa. Even Bursa Malaysia now using CDS. Last time, 1990s, early 1990s, they are using manual CDS system in Jalan Arab Nation Securities. Using manual paper CDS. But now, an investor have multi CDS accounts. You can check your CDS accounts in a real-time basis. I have 4 CDS accounts in Bursa. One CDS account for 30 transaction, 30 counters. Another CDS account, 50 counters. Another CDS account, 100 counters. Meaning, if you not change from manual to digital, so you are able to manage 5 counters only for the transaction. Now you can have 100 of transaction within real time. Then you can expand your business opportunities. You can expand your business to the world. In fact, now during this webinar, we can invite the world people. Our family, world family, of which I just know today that there are participants from other countries. So we are inviting people. They don't have to come to Malaysia, to Kelantan. They don't have to take flights, but they only have the link, the meeting link. So we can have meeting now. We enjoy the knowledge. Then we can create a new jobs in this digital world. So meaning you have digital compliance, we have a digital system administrator, we have a digital analyst, you have a digital marketing. So meaning you are creating new job for the new people, for the new generations, and better tracking and supply chain management. This is what Datuk Sri Michael talk about. It's an end-to-end solution. You as an entrepreneur, you can track from A to Z, from beginning to the end. So from the input to output, from B2B to B2C, from B2B, from company, institution to institution, and institution to end customer. So you can do the tracking easier. Now satellite is everywhere. You can have a good communication with satellite, like Astro. But the problem in Astro is that the content is recycled. But now it's a real time. Transparency. You can check the payments real time. No need to pay for the unnecessary payment. Transparent. You can make a deal or transaction in digital way. In fact, in advertising now, you can do the shooting in Bandung for our advertisement here. Some shampoo, if you look at the shampoo advertisement, they use the artist in Indonesia, Indonesian artist for Malaysia advertisement. And let's say for Proton, for Maybank Indonesia, they use artist Indonesia and they change the tax for Malaysia market. So in fact, Colgate Palmolive also the same thing. They can crisscross the content globally. So they can use the Brunei advertisement or Singapore advertisement, Japan advertisement to use here. Now this is the dynamic of digital community and rise in e-commerce. Now people talk about e-banking, e-commerce, wallet, Raudah Pay, whatever pay now is ready. Touch and Go Pay. So now you don't have to pay your cash money in your wallet. So you only have to pay you have to bring your handphone. You have to pay your bill Either you pay later, or you make sure that your handphone bill is paid efficiently, because you want to have a multi-system inside this. So this is the uniqueness of technology for the people to live. Next slide. Next slide. Top technology challenges. What is the cabaran or the challenges? Number one, information security. Now, scammer is everywhere. I look at my Facebook, so there are a lot of scammers scam happen to my friends, because using the WhatsApp. Now, WhatsApp can be easily scammed. So that's why information security is must. You have to pay serious issue. You have to focus on security. You have to talk to the security expert, IT security, forensic, to make sure that your e-commerce, your data management is secure, and how to you know how to detect and prevent from cyber threats. There are a lot of issues when you're talking to cybersecurity. There are a lot of issues happens in cyber threats. And cloud computing is a secure. You have to find a good cloud computing provider for you to lock the risk of the cyber issues, and performance, access speed, and then integration, handshaking between this system to that system, your database, your server to bank server, your supply chain and your database, your channel system. So that's why integrating your API, your aging, your costing, your mandates, all must be calculated in, and you have to meet your IT specialist, your IT department every week to make sure that the system running well. And when we involve the artificial AI power, and then skill, we have to manage our let's say I send my IT staff to attend the latest knowledge of IT, to make sure that they are all equipped with the technology challenges. I think that's all. Ada lagi tak? Next
yes,
slide.
Dato'. Okay, good. I think we should engage with the audience now, Dato', because we receive a lot of questions from the audience. It's a very interesting topic. Can we go to answer the question, Dato'?
Can.
It's very impressive sharing, Dato'. We'll go ahead and take some time for the question now. Okay, just a friendly reminder to all the participants to write the question. All right, I received one question from the Prof. Bala, from Prof. Bala, our university professor. That's the question. All the good values of successful entrepreneurs must be started in school rather than at university level. All right, so that we can produce a top entrepreneurs in future. What is that viewpoint on this question, Dato'?
My answer is that UMK has done a great job for this creating a new entrepreneurs, new generation, preparing future entrepreneurs. I think I appreciate that so much. That's why I'm looking at some universities. They have entrepreneur unit, but this unit is not growing as expected. But when I look at UMK, you are different animals. You are different IPTAs having a good entrepreneurs program. So entrepreneurs can be created, can be born. But Saruji was born in the business family. My late mother was a business lady. My father was a business, even though in retail, but we are all retail family. So business to the whole people, to encourage them to be an entrepreneur, like today's program, our real life experience, Dr. Bala, real life experience for the new generation. Entrepreneur can be now, can be later, can be before. Some of my schoolmates, even though they are from a business family, but they are not entrepreneur. So creating entrepreneur is not an easy job. But let's say in a class at UMK, you have 20 students, but not teaching life, back to government service, working in the bank. So they are enabled. because they are not risk taker, isn't it? So that's environment. That's why mentor-mentee program is very useful. Let's say in UMK, you appoint 5 of your final students to Saruji. How to start business, how to grow his business. He's also having his own subsidiaries for UMK students to participate. And then you are preparing the students to be the future entrepreneurs. So this is what that's why we have to narrow between the jaringan industri, jaringan komersial, and the business people. You have to bring it closer, and then how to mesh between the requirement of your program to the business world. I hope there's no gap
yes.
between faculty and in the industry. That's why some model in other industries, they are failed model because the closeness between faculty and the industry is not there. It exists, but it's not close. It's not close, and we can send students to the industry straight away. Because your graduates a year, maybe your entrepreneurship program, maybe a year 80 students graduated. So where are they? We are in which company now? They are part which company? And then what's the performance? Are we prepared them to be the entrepreneur? Some yes, some not. There are many not, then yes. Okay.
So I think that situation is similar to school level, and that mean that bringing the gap, close the gap. We have the program in the school and industry level, but we should enhance the effectiveness of the project. So next, the next question from Mr. Nahrul Anwar, if we still have the time. Okay, we go to the last question maybe. Yang berbahagia Datuk Saruji, could you share your insight on our education system to prepare current youth and kids in managing their future well, especially through a business and techno, more on the parenting? Datuk, please.
I think now most schools now, either primary and secondary now updated the modules of the teaching, especially mathematics. Now they have business mathematics. In the secondary school they have the commercial class, business mathematics class. They are exposed to wealth management and financial matters now, but prepare them to be the future techno and business entrepreneurs. It depends on the environment and the family supports, and then the external organization supports. Let's say for the startup, now people talking about startup company baru. So how to make sure that our children now, after graduated from university or before graduate final year, we are in the startup company already. Startup is a new niche market for the business. Now where are these students go in the startup company? What happened to the startup? So that is why we have to make sure that the startup with university now. So the startup initiative embraced in the university program. What is startup all about? That's why Nahrul is a lifelong journey to prepare the children to be the entrepreneur in business community. But we are the pushing factor, the parents, Nahrul, the community. We are and then the education system, the pushing factor for them to be the entrepreneur. Thank you, Nahrul, my friend. Any other question?
Okay. Okay, Dato'. I think the last question. The last question, Ken?
Boleh.
We have the last question. Yes, from Azwa. From Miss Azwa, the last question. Salam, Dato'. Digital age has given many benefit to entrepreneurs. However, some of skill may not relevant anymore or in the minimum use due to the advanced algorithm and high-tech technologies. For example, accounting, journalists, and operation replaced by the robotic. So last opinion, Dato', how the student can adapt to these new challenges, want to embrace the challenge.
This is diverse knowledge.
Yes, continue,
that's why
Dato'.
we have to prepare the students in diverse way. So we provide them with all the knowledge for their future as well. We cannot provide A, B, C, blue and black. We have to provide blue, black, green, yellow, red, and so on, because they want to use that knowledge for life. But it is up to them to use which skills for the business. Some engineers, I have a good friend, some from engineering background, they are good businessmen. Some I have a friend dentist, they are businessmen. They are not they are no more practice in dentistry. So some surgeon doing a good business now change their job to e-commerce and so on. That's why we have to stay dynamic and adapt flexibility in the environment. We have to be flexible enough to adapt new things in life. So let's say you prepare them to be entrepreneur. Not necessarily they become the entrepreneur, but the objective of faculty is to produce good entrepreneur as much as possible. But as well, trust me, you provide multi knowledge for them, but it depends on them which knowledge they have good interest and to push them forward. Terima kasih, Safwan.
All right, Dato', thank you for answering the question. I think
nanti ambil gambar
cover. Sure. Look, we have a nanti technical team boleh ya, technical team kat sis. I think we have covered all the question. Actually the question ada lagi, Dato', but I think we have a very limited time. Inshallah future we have the next event with Dato'. Thanks again, Dato'. Just the conclusion, as Dato' say, matured entrepreneurs embrace the challenge of the uncertainty, and more importantly, your discipline and the integrity. Today, the integrity is very expensive, right? Okay, Dato', I think, Dato', is there anything else you wanted to cover before I wrap up?
I enjoyed meeting all these participants today. I hope you utilize our knowledge. Our friend Dato' Michael Teo has mentioned, don't wait for the anything. You just start the knowledge by today, not tomorrow, not next month, not next year. You have to apply our knowledge, Saruji's knowledge and Michael's knowledge now and tomorrow, immediately. Don't wait. Thank you.
All right, last but not least, Dato', thank you. Very easy to communicate with you, Dato'. I'm very honored and humble to meet you in person, inshallah, in future. Thanks again, Dato'. Sorry for disturbing your weekend. Right, Dato'. So I pass back.
Thank you. Assalamualaikum.
Thank you. Okay, I think the technical we take the picture later on. Okay, thank you. Again, Dato', I pass back the task button to Miss Azwa. Thank you, Dato'. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Safwan. Thank you, Dato' Saruji. It's very insightful and it's very cheerful for Dato' Saruji and Dr. Safwan sharing session previously. So, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and good morning, Professor Dr. Roslina Ahmad Salfi, Dean, Chairman for ISAP 2021, Mr. Muhammad Izharul Yamin, respective speakers, Secretariat, faculty members, and all the ISAP 2021 participants. Once again, welcome to the ISAP 2021. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Azwa, and I'll be responsible for hosting this keynote session for today. And I'm glad to welcome Mr. Izharul Yamin, Director and Chief Technology Officer from Nor Luminas Sdn Bhd. So, Mr. Izharul, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. Yeah.
Hi, Mr. Izharul. So I hope everything is okay there. Everything is going fine. So before we get started, I'd like to welcome over a few items so you know how to participate in today's event. So all the audience, you will have the opportunity to submit text question to the presenter by typing your question on the live platform. And then you may send in your question at any time during the presentation, and we will collect these and address them again. Allow me to introduce our second keynote speaker here, Mr. Izairi. Okay, so Mr. Muhammad Izairi Yamin is a director and chief technology officer at Denor Luminous Sdn Bhd. And actually, what is actually Denor? So I do believe that everyone know what is Denor apps, right? So Denor apps is a build with precision and consists of 3 main elements that suit the needs of every Muslim regardless of race and ethnic background. And before this, Mr. Izairi is a founder and also the CEO at Zepto Express Berhad, or known as Zepto Express. And then without further ado, I would like to welcome our keynote speaker, Mr. Izairi Muhammad Yamin, who will deliver the sharing focusing on how to build a business and what is needed. So please welcome Mr. Izairi, and then the virtual event platform is yours.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Hazwa, for the introduction. Okay, so basically my name is Muhammad Izairi, as mentioned by Ms. Hazwa. So I am 37 years old and I work in the technology field, yeah. So after graduating in 2006 in computer science, I started as a full-time coder. I code a lot. I was working for an MNC company, and then I moved into drones, and then I started my own software house. So today I'm going to share a bit how and what is needed to build a startup. Okay, so I have built 2 startups which is running, and I have previous companies that I've been working with. Okay, so now I'm going to present what is needed for you in order to build your own company, your own tech company, yeah? So a bit about me. So I am currently running the Noor. Most of you, if you guys know the Noor app, then you will know what is the Noor, yeah? Okay, so basically it's an Islamic app which is available to be downloaded for free. And I'm also running my logistics company called Zepto Express. So I am the founder and the CTO as well. So my past experience is that I have been working with Posto Express Sdn Bhd as a CTO, with Avidity Ventures Private Limited Singapore as a CTO, and I've used to be working with a drone company in Germany called iBotics, okay, where this is in somewhere in 2011. Yeah, that time drone was not really famous, and yeah, I was into drones in 2011. And before joining the drone company, I was a lead developer. Okay, developing banking solution, insurance solution for Malaysian banks, and also Malaysian companies for running insurance with Dynafrance Systems Berhad. So I have 15 years in software development, 8 years in business, and I am also the council member for New Entrepreneurs Foundation. Yeah. So when you start a business, yeah, failure is a common thing. Yeah, failure. So, but failure is only a delay. Okay, it's not a defeat. It's said by Dennis Waitley, international motivational speaker. Yeah, so when you fail, doesn't mean you fail forever. So that means you need to get up and you need to work on what you have envisioned. Yeah. So get up and start, yeah? So some of the key important elements before you even go into building your own startup, okay? So you need to first of all identify problems, okay? You need to know what are the problems that you are going to solve. And then you need to see if there is a problem, okay? Is there a market fit? You need to validate, okay? Is there a market fit? If you are going to bring your solution to the market, Okay, will it be accepted? And then you need to also see the things that or the products that you're going to introduce to the people, to the market. Okay, is it a painkiller or it's a vitamin? Okay, so if it's only a vitamin, okay, that means if people don't use your services, they can still use other alternatives. So, but when you're building something like a painkiller, people need to use your services as part of the primary option. Then you have to also look at the market size. So before anyone jumps into building something, they should understand the market. Okay, let's say you're going into logistics, so you basically should know who is the main player here in Malaysia. Each player holds how many percent of the market share. So I give you an example stats here. We know Post Malaysia, we know DHL, we know FedEx, we know Skynet, we know JNT. Okay, so you need to get these stats from the local authority or the government here. Like for logistics, for example, you can get it from MCMC. Okay, so for if you're going to finance, you can get those stats from Bank Negara Malaysia, which is if you're going into a regulated kind of financial technology kind of startup, you can get those information from Bank Negara. So you need to understand who your competitors is, and you need to understand who your competitor is and what's the market size like. Okay, and yes, you need to also know your competitor. So somebody used to ask me question. I do not, they were sharing with me and they were saying like, I do not have any competitors because my product is unique. So when I listen to that kind of, thoughts, I don't really agree. Unless you're building a car that can drive you to Mars or Jupiter, then it's different. Then you might not have competitor. But whatever you're building today might have competitor. Else, your business model might not necessarily be working, right? So you need to identify your competitors and who are you going to compete with. Okay, these are some of the key elements, because when you are building a startup, when you want to raise funds, the VCs who going to be investing in you, they sometimes tend not to like if your businesses or the business that you're going to run does not have any competitors. So you should go into a business where there's all these key points. Okay, identify your problems, validate market fit. That means it has urgencies and demand, it has a good market size, and it has competitors. Okay, so things to consider. So these are some of the key elements as well. Your objectives. Okay, what are the main objectives you are building your startup or your business? Okay, and what is your long-term vision? You need to basically set what is the vision of the company. So you need to understand why are you building this and why are you introducing your solution to the market, and what is what's the impact it's going to give to the people. Yeah. Commitments. A lot of people who start a new company or who starts a startup, okay, the commitment level that they will normally have in terms of momentum is only for the first 3 to 6 months. Yeah. During these 3 to 6 months, normally people will have the adrenaline. People will have more will be more passionate, okay, in building the startup. But then when as they grow, they feel like they have lack of motivation, and then they feel tired building the company. So these are the things that you need to also know before building your startup. Okay, and founding team members. This is a very important element. And this is the core or root, or in terms of defining or if where this is the important element where it will decide how long your company can sustain, and also in terms of the direction of the company. That means you need to find a very good team members that can really share the same thoughts and ideas, and understanding what needs to be done. So you need to really be careful in terms of finding or picking a good team member. And then you need to have a very convincing pitch decks. Okay. And last is definitely money. Yeah. So you basically need money in order for you to grow the company. Okay. So going back to the slide. Okay. So here, when you build a company, you need to have all these consideration checklists. Okay. Consideration checklist, but I can say it is a need and it is a must. Okay. So when you start building your product or services, you basically need to know why you're building it. Okay, I give you an example why I built my first startup, which is called Zepto Express. Yeah. So basically, it all happened when I faced a problem when I wanted to buy batteries for my drone, and I called the shop. It was on a Friday night. I called the shop and I asked him if I will be able to make to his, come to his shop and buy the batteries. Okay, because I already promised my kids that I'm gonna bring them out for outing to play with the drone. So this happened somewhere in 2015, yeah. And I called the shop, and the shopkeeper said that today is Friday, and now it's already 8 p.m. and I'm gonna close my shop at 9:30, and I don't think you will be making it in time to come to my shop because it's a Friday night. You know, it's I know all the roads are having a very heavy traffic. So I told him it's okay. I'll make the purchase online, and will you be able to deliver the batteries tomorrow, which is on a Saturday? So I made payment for the battery, I think, if I'm not mistaken, 400 ringgit, and the delivery cost was around 38 ringgit. And after payment was being made, the shopkeeper called me and told me that, sorry, boss, tomorrow is Saturday. The courier company can only pick up. They will not do delivery. They can only pick up and deliver to you on Monday. So I was really frustrated. Why can't the courier company follow my timing? Instead, I have to follow their timing, right? So I shared my frustration with my friends, somewhere in the mamak shop, and we decided to take the challenge. Okay, since I am in the tech field, so I built the entire architecture and system of Zepto Express, and we form up a company. So when it comes to forming up a company, you need to understand that you need funding. Okay, why you need funding? Because you need to grow the company and scale up the company, right? So you need money for marketing, you need money for your servers, you need money for manpower to develop the app, you need money for marketing, for A&P, advertising and promotions. Okay, so without money, without enough fundings, you will find it hard to build your company. So what I did was that I built a convincing pitch decks. Okay, because I used to come across one mentor. Okay, coincidentally, we met in an exhibition. So he was asking me, did you get any funding? I said no, I was using my own pocket money. And he was saying that you should raise funds. I said, I cannot raise funds if the product is not ready. So he was a bit, he didn't agree that that I need to complete the entire product before I can raise funds. He was saying people who are selling houses, jual rumah, they sell on a brochure. People who are selling houses on a brochure can also finish. Now you are saying that you want to build the entire product to be ready and then raise funds. Then after that incident, I started to change my mindset, and I start building the entire flow and the proper pitch deck. Okay, so basically, people who come to you and invest in the early stage, they basically, even the product is not ready, they basically tend to invest because of their gut feeling, and they have confidence in the founder. Okay, so start building. Yeah. So for the Noor, okay, this is the team that we've built. The founders, the three of us, Haji Ahmad Tajuddin Idris, Hajah Nur Nilofa, and me, Muhammad Izari Yamin, as the executive director and CTO. And we have a very strong team of board of advisors. Yeah, we have Dr. Muhammad Daud Bakar, who is also the Sharia, who is also the chairman of the Sharia advisory for Bank Negara Malaysia. And then we have the religious attaché, Syekh Abdul Rahman Ibrahim Ar-Rubai'an. We have Haji Ahmad Fadrin Yahya. We have Haji Harun Anam, Muhammad Sarif. We have Dalia Ali Amir Al-Khatiri. We have Siti Nur Mokhtar as the board of advisors. So what we wanted to do is to solve the problem of many Muslims out there. Yeah, we want to provide free and accurate info or references, because these are some of the problems as well. Yeah, when I wanted to build this Noor app, I face a lot of problems where sometimes it's hard for me to verify the references of the authentic hadith, and also I find it hard to sometimes look for the correct translation of the Al-Quran. Yeah, so that's another problem. Yeah, so these problems is actually good because it gives you a chance for you to solve it, right? So I have another problem when I was using this Muslim app, and I find it annoying because there's a lot of advertisement popping up. Okay, every time I open up the app, I want to look at the prayer times. It pops up with the advertising, with the advertisement, and the best part is some of the advertisement is not Sharia compliant. Okay, if you're lucky enough, you are able to see, sexy ladies, coming up on the ads. And I used to basically go to the mosque and saw a pakcik. He was waiting for the next prayer time, and he opened up a Muslim app, and the advertisement pops up, with a sexy lady. So and he felt ashamed, and he tried to, even hide his phone while waiting for the ads to disappear. So when I saw all of these problems, I was thinking, why can't I build, a free yet reliable yet premium Muslim app for everyone? Yeah. Okay. So that's how me and Nilofa and our co-founder Datuk Haji Ahmad Tajuddin, we realized that it's time, and we need to produce or come out with a good solid Muslim product. Yeah, so that's when we discussed and we came out with the Noor app. Yeah, so if any of you who have not downloaded yet, you can just go to Play Store and App Store and download the Noor app. Yeah. So these are some of our story in terms of the awards and recognition. So we've been, awarded with 30 most promising booming startups by NEF, endorsed by Magic. We have been awarded, with the MDEC Islamic Digital Economy Compliance Startup. For Zepto Express, we have gotten the PCOMI CyberSale Top 3 Services Category Award. We have received the My Rice Bowl Startup Awards, the Chairman's Choice Awards, and we have been sent to Stanford University by Magic, and also sponsored by MOF in 2017 to undergo a entrepreneurship course at Stanford University. And then we have also been sent by MDEC to Alibaba Business School in Hangzhou, China. Okay. And some of the brands that trusted us. So when I go back to Zepto Express, we are focusing more towards the businesses. We cater a lot for businesses. So the big boys are using us, yeah, like Post Malaysia, McDonald's, Walt Disney, Maybank, Zurich, Astro, DG, Max Money, and also Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and there's a few other more which are heavily relying on Zepto Express. So these are some of the exposures and the works that has been done throughout the years. Okay, and if you can see, that's my photo with the Royal Embassy of Saudi Arabia here in Malaysia, and we've been doing a lot of activities. And yeah, some of you might know Anugerah Meletup era. Yeah, this was also in terms of the fulfillment, everything was done by Zepto Express. And down there on the bottom right, if you can see, debat impact agency kerajaan dalam keusahawanan negara. Yeah, so I was being invited to basically debate the government officials, okay, in terms of entrepreneurship. Yeah. So they basically invited me and hosted by Kamarul Bahrin from Astro Awani, alongside with CEO of Teraju, Datuk Husni, our ex-CEO Cradle, Arwah Nazrin Hassan, and also ex-CEO of Magic, Ashran Datuk Ghazi. Yeah? So these are some of the slides of photos that we've been doing, our courses and trainings in Alibaba, and also a lot of talks that we've been invited for. So yeah, a lot of invitation for talks and also mentorship. So it's a very short slide, and one of the the important elements that I wanted to share today is the checklist that you guys can probably take a snapshot. Okay, consideration checklist, and also the ID validations. Yeah, so before building a startup, you should basically know all of these few key elements or key points. Yeah. So in terms of fundraising, if you have any questions, you can put up on the comments, and I can answer your questions. So I'm going to give some time. My session is supposed to be ending at 12:30, but I'm going to open up the floor for you guys to have the option, the flexibility to answer to ask more questions lah.
Okay, Mr. Izairi. So, actually, Mr. Izairi, I'm one of the user of the Deno apps actually. So I'm very grateful to see one of the founder and one of the technical chief officer for the Deno apps application. So, as Mr. Izairi have gone through explaining about the importance of the apps, I have a question actually on my side. So, Mr. Izairi, actually, as we know, due to the pandemic, due to the technology changes, everything that we can say that everything has been used directly, 100% by using the technology. Even we can directly order our food through the technology, via the technology, and then even though we can do some servicing sectors, also 100% focusing on technology. So my question is, what are the main challenges faced by the businesses, especially for the startup businesses, in terms of adopting a new technology in their own business, especially during this pandemic, the new era, the new norm? So, Mr. Izairi, you can answer.
Okay. So, in terms of adopting new technology into the businesses, I can say it's not easy for every company. Because number one is the operation that is being done by most companies which are not relying on technology. They have a standard procedure of manual process. So for them to entirely change, it will have to change from the entire workflow. So not everybody is willing to have that change in an organization. And number two is that cost. It always comes to cost. Okay, the first investment that you need to put in to move into technology and make sure your businesses relies 80% or 90% on technology is always about cost. So basically, to set up, to migrate, the data. And set up those servers, those softwares on the cloud, it's all money. So not most people are willing to go with the migration or changes on tech. And then if you look at the trend, everybody is already going digital, but not for businesses. But if you're talking in terms of the perspective of end users, yes, most of the end users, they do have a smartphone. Now, if you want to learn, you want to be clever in any subject, you just go on your Facebook, you go on YouTube, and you can be an expert. For example, you want to learn how to cook. Okay, you just go on YouTube, and the next day you are already an expert in cooking certain dishes, right? So now, in terms of end users, yes, most of the people are ready to embrace the digital lifestyle. But for companies, not 100% yet, but they are slowly moving and catching up with the trend. Yeah. So there's a lot of consideration checklist as well. So it depends on the company. If it's still in a smaller scale, it's easy for them to pivot and also utilize technology 100%. But if it's a large and big organization, it might take some time for them to really embrace the digital aspect in terms of running the operations lah.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Izairi, for the explanation. And then we do have a few questions from our audience right now. So this question is from Haida Hassan. So she asked Mr. Izairi, when starting an app company, how do you generate the income and how do you calculate the ROI? So one question, Mr. Izairi. And then another question from Haida. What info is needed to present and get the funder? So
Okay.
there are two questions from Ms. Haida.
Okay, so I'll answer from Ms. Haida first. When starting, how do you generate income and how do you calculate the ROI? Okay, basically, depends. Okay, when we are building a tech company, it's not about profit end of the month. Okay, it's about building a valuation. Okay, so if you look at Grab is not profitable until today, but their company has value. Why is that happening? Right? Okay, there's a lot more companies out there who are capturing market and still having a net profit with negative. That means their net profit is negative. Like let's say 20 million, 10 million. Is it a bad sign or it's a good sign? Okay, it depends. If your top line, your revenue is growing from year to year and your negative is increasing or it's lowering, it's a good sign. If it's lowering, it's a good sign. But if it's increasing, you have to see the metrics. If you are, for example, you are making your in your first year, you're making a profit, the revenue of, let's say, 1 million. And in the first year, you can see your net revenue is, your net profit is a negative 200,000. Okay, that means you are in a loss. Okay, it's not that sign yet. Okay, in the second year, your revenue went up to 3 million. Okay, and your profit increased negative 500,000. So it's also a good sign because you are only adding up negative 300,000 to get another few millions up there. Okay, it depends in terms of ROI. But yes, when we do a business, when we are into business, we want to get profit. But that's not all about profit and return of investments. Okay, but when people come and invest, they want to know when can they exit. Okay, so these are the normal questions that people ask. Okay, if I invest today, when can I exit? What is the return of investment? Okay, so it might not be necessary for you to go with always the ringgit and cents in terms of profit, but in terms of the value of the company. So that's one of the thing that you need to really look at, increasing your market share, capturing the market first. Okay, even though you have a negative net profit, it's still okay, it's still good. Yeah, so you don't have to worry much about your net profit. If you're not making positive cash flow, it's okay as long as your net revenue your top line is growing from year to year. Okay, and then the next question is
and then the next question is from Haida also. So what info is needed to present and to get the funder? From the same
okay,
person.
what info is needed? Okay, so basically when you meet an investor, an angel investor, for example, so during the early stage you have various methods or ways that you can pitch to the audience. One is the angel investor, your friends and families or individuals, or you can go to a venture capitalist. But venture capitalists normally they don't really invest in a very early startup because there's always a risk. The risk is higher. Okay, so they normally invest in early startups if they know the portfolio or if they know the founder can really grow the company. That means they have trust in the founder. If you are still in the unknown zone, the investors do not know you, then it's better for you to go on the first route, that is to find investors from the angel networks, okay, or the individuals. So what is needed? So basically, when you present a slide, okay, you need to always imagine, you have this in your mind. How does a salesman sell the houses? The house belum siap pun, kan? Perasan kan, we go to shopping complex, they put up a brochure, cik, come and buy this house. The house mana? House 2 tahun siap. But they can sell the house. House tak ada, they can sell. Okay, they manage to convince you. Okay, so same goes when you're pitching to an investor. So what do you need to sell? Is the product or is your vision? It's the product. No, it's the vision. Yeah. So you need to sell your vision. Where is the company growing and going in the next 5 years or 3 years down the road? So the company is here now. In the next 3 years, it will go here. So it's like a hockey stick. I'm going to build this company. In the next 3 years, it's going to go here. So you should make your investor understand about the company, about the type of problem that you're going to solve. And then you need to let the investor know what is the vision of your company and what is the mission of your company. And then you need to also let the investor understand the market size, how big is this market. So when you pump in the money in this company with this amount that I needed, I can basically grow the company up to this level within 1 year, 8 months, for example. Yeah. Then you need to also understand the investors would also like to know who is in the team, because you will need to have a very solid team, okay, who is going to understand about the technology, who is going to understand about the financials of the company, who is going to understand about the operations of running the company. So you need to make the investors understand. Okay, once you have that in place, inshallah, investors will be ready to money down in your company. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Izari. So I can conclude that the most important things in a startup is to capture the market first, right, Mr. Izari?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Mr. Izari, we can go for another question. It seems that we have another question here from our audience. So it is from Mr. Nahrul Anwar Yakayo. So, dear Mr. Izari, based on your startup success, could you please share us a quick tips on choosing a business between a fresh innovations business or existing business enhancement? So what do you think, Mr. Izari?
Okay, choosing between fresh innovation. Okay, if you ask me, definitely I would like to go into something which is fresh. Yeah, but the business is not really an alien business to the people. Okay, because you will need more money to educate people. You will need more resources to enter the market. Okay, so actually right now, if you look, a lot of people trying to build a business. So what do founders always have in their mind is, okay, I have a brilliant idea, I have a good product, and my product is the best in the market. So normally founders will have this kind of mindset. But without realizing that going to market is not the easiest task. Building the product is much more easier. Going to market is the hardest part of a business. So you need to know, if you're doing a business, you want to go into a fresh innovation beast, which is not in the market yet, or existing business enhancement. You see like how Grab built its business. It was solving the taxi industry. You see like how a lot of digital banking right now, okay, they are solving the digital the banking of financial industry. With eKYC comes on board, now you do not have to go to the bank to have your KYC done, right? You can just do it on the phone. Like for example, BigPay from AirAsia, you can just open up a wallet, for example like Boost, by just uploading your IC and perform the facial recognition. It will try to match your face of the video and the IC. Yeah. So basically, this is what digital banking is all about. It's enhancing the existing business, because if you're doing a new business, I'm not sure if there's any new business right now. Most of the people, they are basically enhancing the current state of businesses that are already available in the market. Unless if you want to do a car like Tesla that can send you to the moon, then it's something new, right? But most of the businesses out there, it's already based on businesses that already existed. Okay, so yeah, if you're asking, then I will say fresh innovation, but for existing business enhancement. So I like this question, yeah.
Okay, so I think this question to capture your attention, Mr. Zairi, right? So
Yeah.
maybe we can go for another
Yeah,
question,
sure.
Mr. Zairi. Okay, so this is a question, especially a question from Cik Nawi Noshela. This is Noshela. So this is our manager for this ISEP actually, Mr. Zairi. So a question from her: if we want to embed technology in our business, does it require us to have a knowledge on that particular technology or no?
If you want to embed technology in your business, okay, basically it's not necessary for you to really understand. It does not require for you to really understand the end to end, but you should understand why you require that specific technology. Okay, if you want to embed technology in your business, you need to understand what's the purpose of you having that technology and how can it solve and how can it optimize your business. Okay, before you even invest to have that business embedded into your that technology embedded into your business. So yes, you still need to understand, but you do not need to have in-depth knowledge, or you do not have to be a subject matter expert in that particular technology. But yes, you need to understand why are you using it and what does it help in your business.
Okay, the key point here is understand what is the technology that you would like to use in your business, isn't it, Mr. Zairi?
Yeah, and what's the impact that it will bring to your business? Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Zairi, I keep telling you another question, a last question, but this is another question.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. So a question from Siti Afiqah Zainuddin. If you may share some opinion on how to get involved with Helpful Business Network. No, it's not a question actually, Mr. Zairi. It is a comment. Let me rephrase back my words. A good sharing, Mr. Zairi, if you may share some opinion on how to get involved with a Helpful Business Network. So what do you think, Mr. Zairi?
That means how to get involved and get connected with the right people, is it?
Yes, in the same circle of the business.
Okay, so basically, when people talk about startup, startup, apa tu startup? A lot of people, they don't understand. Okay, startup is also a business, but is it the same with any business? So I have to talk a bit about what is startup. Yeah, so some people, they were a bit confused. If a makcik sells a nasi lemak, buka payung, sell nasi lemak, Can she be considered a startup? No. Okay, she is running a business, a conventional business. Startup is a business when you grow exponentially. Okay, and it involves technology. That is a startup. Okay, so if a makcik runs a business, yes, she just start up a nasi lemak business, but she's not a startup. Okay, so just to make that clear. So when a lot of people talk about startup, talk about building a business, they always see the success of how Mark Zuckerberg, how Elon Musk built their business, how Jeff Bezos built their business, how Jack Ma built his business, right? So they need to also understand these people build business, with knowledge. It's not blasah buat, just build the things and then become billionaire. No. And when they built the business, their intention was not to be a billionaire, but to solve real world problem. So when we build something, it's not for us to become a billionaire, because money will never come. You should build a business with knowledge and to help and assist people. So a lot of people, they don't really understand this, and they build a startup without the right fundamental. They tend to fail after the first year, second year. Okay, it's not to say you cannot fail. You can fail, because entrepreneurs should be allowed to fail, but they must understand why they fail. Okay, so when you build a startup, you need to know few fundamentals. You need to have experience. You need to be connected. Okay, connected means not cable. Okay, it's not cable that one menteri or people in some GLCs. No, you have to be connected. So when you say out something, those people who have influential, they can help assist you building your business as well. Okay, they can come in as a funder, because you need all these connections. So how do you get these connections? Is through your working experience. So a lot of young graduates out there, sometimes I don't understand why they do not want to go to work. They say, okay, after graduating, I'm going to start my own startup. I'm going to be like Mark Zuckerberg. It's good that you have that vision, you have that dream. But remember, you need to also be a subject matter expert. You need to gain experience. You need to get connection. You need to get the right network. Okay? So you go to work, you learn some processes, you get experience, you know how to deal with people, you know how to do presentation, you know what's financial, you know what's technology, you build connection. When you are working in an organization, in a large company, you build more networks. Okay? So, and you don't also forget the people within your age, okay, will also be someone when you grow older. They will have position in some of the banks, in some of the ministry, so they can advise you. Okay, some of my friends, they used to tell me, I have a lot of connection which is much more older than me. I do not like to get involved with people who are in the same age, because that time we were very young, like 26, 27. So my friend loved to have friends who is much more older. But I do not agree, because the people who is in the same age as you will grow older as well, and will have a better connect, in terms of connection, in terms of influential power. So how do you get this? Is through working, gaining experience, and you will definitely be a subject matter expert one day.
Okay, Mrs. Izari, is very clear explanation for those out there. So I think, Mrs. Izari, we have a very limited time. So in Malay, we might say that masa sangat mencemburui kita, right, Mr. Izari? So maybe we can invite you again for another session, sharing session with our faculty later on after this. So Mr. Izari, before we end our session, let me conclude some key point that you have mentioned earlier. So as far, so I can conclude that in terms of the business startup, there are many factors actually that might push each one of us to start up a business, and then for your cases to start up a Zepto Express. So I can say that it is based on your own experience, isn't it, Mr. Izari?
Yeah.
And then for another things, the most important things is you need to reconsider in terms of having a good team member in a business, right, Mrs. Izari?
Correct. Yeah,
Okay. So, Mrs.
definitely.
Izari, I do believe we have another question from our audience here, but I'm sorry, really sorry, because due to the time constraint, we need to end our session. But Mrs. Izari, before we end our session, do you have any last word to our audience here?
Yeah, I think they are I like to have audience that ask questions a lot, because that it shows that they are thinking about something in their mind, and they have a lot of things to be cleared off, right? So it's very good in terms of engagement, and hopefully I wish the best and success to see more successful startups here in Malaysia, inshallah.
Okay. So the last word is thank you very much, Mr. Izairi,
Thank you.
for the informative and interesting talk that you have shared with us today. And thank you for being with us today. And then, ladies and gentlemen, finally, we come to the end of our second keynote speaker session with Mr. Izairi. And then we would like to say thanks again to Mr. Izairi for an informative and very interesting talk, and to the audience for your active participation. Sorry, on my behalf, I'm very sorry. So there's a lot of questions here. Thank you all for the
Thank
very
you.
engagement. And then I will pass this ceremony to our Master of Ceremonies, Dr. Marina, to take over this event. So once again, thank you, Mr. Izairi, and see you again
Thank
for
you.
our next event or next future event.
Inshallah.
Thank you.
Inshallah.
Thank you, Ms. Azwa and Mr. Uzairi, for the great sharing session just now. Ladies and gentlemen, this opening ceremony has now come to end. On behalf of the committee, I would like to extend my utmost appreciation to our keynote speakers. I also like to take this opportunity to extend my appreciation to individuals who have been involved in the making this virtual conference a success. Most importantly, on behalf of Faculty of Entrepreneurship and Business, I would like to wish the participants of the 9th International Seminar on Entrepreneurship, Business and Technology, ISEP 2021, a meaningful and productive day ahead. I would also like to remind all of the participants that we will have a second day tomorrow. Hence, I would like to invite all of the participants to be with us tomorrow through the same platform, Officials FKP Facebook. With that, I end this ceremony today with Wabillahi Taufiq wa Hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye.
semua taburi jasa di mana jua. Universiti Malaysia Kelantan terbilang